And they are poor because of the uncounted profit that has been made out of the exploitation of their labor and their lands. Africa is rich and not poor. As the great wealth that has been taken out of our continent over 5 centuries of spoliation and extortion very well proves. Africa has immense actual and potential wealth: gold, diamond, copper, manganese, bauxite, iron ore, uranium, asbestos, chrome, cobalt, a host of other minerals. Our essential agricultural produce have all been drained away by colonialist imperialism. Africa is far from being poor. It is Africans who are poor, not Africa.
Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah or say it is Africans that are poor and not Africa. It is Africans. Africa for na yen nipa na yetimunu na ehia yen nemum enye Africa eye continent kakrakai. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah asem no kaye no unim de emareho or say sabre no or no at that time in the 60s and now or address say African penny for and no say Africa is rich. Mean you Africa as a continent is rich and obubo bidi oil, uranium, bauxite, gold, timber. Name Africans no yaya yetimu no ena ehia yen. Kwame Nkrumah kan sa same way. Omo bo mu nsam hia. Wadwe amaso. Okay, tie biem, tie.
Africa is rich and not poor.
Okay, sa same way ya ye boy nsam wiye no hwie nsi biem. Ene e kote dae. Enti eno na meka cho bi se Kwame Nkrumah oye honhum ye wonkofo bi wo ho a ye hyeda de omuche oman bi no ma ye honhum. Enti Kwame Nkrumah sunsum enenam Ghana. Enti obia wodwene Ghana ho bia no na waba bedue ni mu. Enti ye mu bi no ye gitum se wo Kwame Nkrumah honhum. Obia okasa Ebua oman Ghana no obia oye passionate se oka bibia oka ebua Ghana no saa nipa no na Kwame Nkrumah honhom no aba be hye ni mu akwa di se Holy Ghost ye Kwame Nkrumah ye Holy Spirit pa wo Ghana ha Kwame Nkrumah be hye mu a odwene te se Ghana ni Kwame Nkrumah be hye mu a o protect Ghana legacy. Kwame Nkrumah honhom be hye mu a odwene se edien ne ebe ya aboa daache atirima. Kwame Nkrumah honhom hye mu a se wo sade bi koso a untimi ntena se. Kwame Nkrumah honhom hye mu a o sore na we defend the good name of Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah honhom no esua ebi se Kwame Nkrumah honhom no ebe hye mu a nipa mpewa asem. If you say Kwame Nkrumah honhom ni be hye mu a nipa dodo na filise sebi wo kra wabodam. Kwame Nkrumah honhom be hye mu na wo ka asem a obenya political parties a de bia wo mu na obeko. If you say nipa no dodo na hye dampa de pa. Kwame Nkrumah honhom be hye mu a ohu nioma foforo, ohu oman ne foforo. Uhu nyoma enkoye ene nyoma ekoye ene nyoma ebetimi aboa yen. Kwame Nkrumah honhom no gise wasre Nyankopon no wanya bi. Kwame Nkrumah honhom ni bi ene ye papa Apostle Dr. Kojosafo odeko no. Ebe chance na yenya obi te se Kwame Nkrumah. Ebe chance na yenya obi te se Dr. Apostle Kojosafo. Ebeshe. If he says sound crofono and impenifono, omuba minima, or mining shedan tiase, on mining sheda and susomoso, or mining shedan fuomo. Papebia or the fiber cable a buyer or a Ghanaian. Our cobra we are seeing na Dr. Mensa. I think last year I hope I be no musino. This year. Well, woo qua or qua. Kwame Nkrumah home no. To do na nibi. If you say ajia tum say just a bruni. Na nim de ntia me boss ha ayiwe. Me ba be kire wo Africa. Sika ewa ha. Ni ajia tum. Se wo monitor de ekoso wa abrochire UN kasa e mampanyufo dodo na e kasa. Imagine say Yajia tum UN over 80 years ni say anytime ubia na ye wonkrofobia ye from UN Security Council na sa UN Security no omuna yajia tum say omuna timi hwe bambo e wo wiase mu nyina enti USA Russia ka ho France ne mpanyufo ya no mu konso no mu dwene ma yen Africa fo eno na Kenya President Ruto edi tuja emra na okasa o UN 80th Assembly no say yentia say yen Africa for 54 countries mo kodwena yen ka ho bi mo kwa kodwene yen bambo ho yen ka ho bi mo na mo kodwene na mo de abre yen aha omu say omu ntiase eno yen Papa John Mahama, one of the fantastic speech of Kasai. I saw the Kwame Nkrumah in John Mahama yesterday. And now you're John Mahama and Sama or Kaya or United Nations who want me say, Papa, what's here? And Kwame Nkrumah will be proud of you, John Mahama. Kwame Nkrumah will be proud of you because and some now or Kaya no, nyoma yem Papa Dr. Kwame Nkrumah no can. After many years, John Dramani Mahama and now officering a second can be will be a was okay can be no okay can be Donald Trump this is the president that we want and now yera John Mahama me who say wa ba no asesa because otimi gina and no be na de bia meka no we should not allow the United States of America to dictate to Africa. We should not allow Donald Trump to dictate on how we need to live our lives. We should not allow France, UK, whatever they call themselves, to decide on how Africans must stay and how we must live. It is absolute nonsense. We have allowed that for so many years. They dictate on how we need to live our lives. But yesterday, John Dramani Mahama proved that indeed he is the son of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He is from Ghana. He was able to tell people the truth, the hardcore truth. And for the world leaders, I want to tell you these things. Africa has risen. It's not Africa is rising. Africa was rising during the time of Kwame Nkrumah in the 1960s and the 1970s. Africa has risen. What it means is that the old Africa is not the new Africa. If you are thinking that you can just do anything anyhow and we are not going to retaliate, we will retaliate because we have more resources than you. If all Africans decide to come together and not allow you to manipulate us, I tell you, you will be losing your worth. Nobody will respect you, but it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. World leaders, Donald Trump, UK Prime Minister, Starmer, France, Macron, you guys are funny. Let me tell you, you guys are funny. You think it was then Africa that when you speak will be shaken. No, the new Africa has risen and it is bringing forth strong men and women who are standing against all the imperialism and the neo-colonialism that you placed some years ago. In 1883, you guys decided to partition and scramble our future, our resources. No more. And hear what John Mahama said, that it is time that Africa will not allow the so-called big countries to manipulate our resources. Africa has risen. The sons of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, we are telling the world that you cannot cheat us again. Enough is enough. Yempino. Africa is rich and not poor. First, near Jimmy, to say any ati. Now, maybe boy, dear, be a year John Mahama Kai. And then yesterday, listening to the president, I was so proud. I said, wow, this is it. This is it. Donald Trump, president, a whole president, they say United States of America, Omakwa top brebo and mumuho. Donald Trump, obey UN, obey card you pay. But I don't blame him. Because America for Sani Atuaman, and as I say, the approval rating crowd from. Because and your man air cost will be a said you crowd will name the air cost. But yes, or see American first. So we understand him. American first. I support that principle. It's Yenye Ghana first. And I think say Enona Yera John Mahama Kayen Rano. Say Yena no kekena woka dia. No beti me agina so because yenya yem papa nanado danko akufuada oba ye kama no kasa Ghana beyond aid, Ghana beyond aid, Ghana beyond because a cabrofo dia Ghana ya de. In as much as Maboyera John Dramani Mahama Abasono, I am still also respectfully obuo kwaso. Me kaine say kasa de yenimka because Ghana need to brofo president bi akwa oka de was oka. Nemo masem na oka ya ba ko ba bia me de ene de me bebo no. O say time aso say sorry anopa na ye japade nyina ma broni na broni aba be chichem de ope no we did your pe no de ketwa bia amaye sa de no de watwam ensi obesesa no. But I know what Ghana beyond aid or kan ho asem yentie Rajo Mahama. All right, you try to bebo voice no na. You try to bebo voice no na. Yama wetie on this particular issue on John Dramani Mahama. Ninsemo kai efa United States of America. Yebebo. But key thing no, yentie Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na mempe papa voice no.
Africa is rich and not poor. As the great wealth that has been taken out of our continent over 5 centuries of spoliation and extortion very well proves. Africa has immense actual and potential wealth: gold, diamond, copper, manganese, bauxite, iron ore, uranium, asbestos, chrome, cobalt, and hopes of other minerals. Our essential agricultural produce have all been drained away by colonialist imperialism. Africa is far from being poor. It is Africans who are poor, not Africa. And they are poor because of the uncounted profit that has been made out of the exploitation of their labor and their lands.
All right. Enti utie the Kwame Nkrumah kai.
Welcome.
Utie the Kwame Nkrumah ekaye at that time na. Clearly, you could see say or predict ye. Na eno anso ena yem papa editor so MIA. And we are trying to get the voice. Now, what's he? The all canon so say Africa as we speak. Africa as we speak. Sabrena broni biba no so oba be to golda. Near the nyina japade ni nyina ama no ompene. Na yen a ye wo ho no ahia ye. Debi ompene. Ma mencho bibi wo Facebook. One of Nkophobia Omo United Kingdom. Nick Diiden. And not true article be or say Africa is not poor. We are stealing its wealth. But your bra Facebook never had it. Bra. But me person be a good year Africa yewo. Be or trust our article 2017. Be share Africa good year ewo. Aha, good. Jeff, why are they? Bra be shebi. Be share Africa a good year yewo. Africa a good year be me person be share keke. Na ye kan sam na what say me say Africa fo nyina ehu nyansa ne e kabom ne se ma abrofo ne nya de omu pa. I am telling you say sadie nyina ebetwa wo de bra na be kenkan na kire me wo de wo ba Facebook no ba kade ehu ye natural na me read ma wo kade ehu ye natural na me kan ma wo ba Facebook a ye wo Insta TV nso obetimi atwe wo TV so YouTube nso ye wo ho TikTok nso ye wo ho enti wo de oba wa wo hwem wo Facebook no oba be hwe Africa ejapade agudi anyankopon di sira yen agudi anyankopon di sira yen na behwe bi wo de behwe bi keke behwe na kire me de ekoso na wankasa hu beka bi wo hwe soro ho a uhu petrol ho o hwa soro ho a uhu gold ho o de be hwe ehimfa African country ben nyankopon dum yen Africa country ben ena nyankopon be dum o de be hwe bi mpacho ne be ka bi mame ene me de wo ko ba bi o ansa na wi a MPP ne NDC nyoma no enti Ira John Mahama
globally. In this era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas.
John Dramani Mahama, the Okayeni in Okanyoma Bebrew, but baby Bakwe me de, and it's Adiwi.
In this era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas. We're tired of having people extract the most they can from us and in return offer us the very least by way of respect, consideration, and dignity. We're tired of not being represented in ways that reveal the richness and complexity of our history or acknowledge all that we have overcome to arrive here. in this liminal space of untold possibilities.
Enti yera John Domani wasema okan ni nyina ne se yabre Africa yabre se ye wa japade we nyina no na broni ni ba no abetu no de ko na ye nya so mfaso yabre.
The spokesperson for the regional minister Hussein Ibrahim say Obeba Ifeha, and then of course communications director ma MPP Ashanti region Paul Yandon Sobeba has a Nafi Gabi Jr. movement for change. We expecting so Beba Nafi Komoni na Yetumi Eddie Eugene. Good morning.
Good morning. Before we go on, I want to apologize to the listeners. Last week, on the side issues of Galamsey, baby, because I joined information. I was very, very shocked. Now, when you started presenting data, you will also be similarly shocked at the data. I say, I drink coho. We are Justice for Bafuboni, Chief Justice nominee, Abonidin.
Yeah.
I say, who reasons being here? The Jane said, Mintina Predama Abonidin in my own understanding and analysis. I do, man. Now, I appeal my teachers here. Against all minor any moon.
Okay.
The Coca and Coso Oba Miss Queen away cuckoo. I can maybe I mean about me in your crabby brim. The trash young cacra. Until you send a cuckoo a bois. Me call Tamanaman and Abba Matias a Cosana. Oh, as said Dimasia was a cuckoo, a chat, the feeling who she has a debut raw near the Nacoque. One of the traditional crops I'm a Ghana Sikapa, Bibi Coso, why am I when you say in full data? Sure. Into the BBC and Nanya Afenia Diadrin called Week Way. And I wrote this at the story by me, whom you must say, me, who say one of the usual things. But Reuters will be a full match against me about Reuters, France 24. Yeah, I take them serious. I like their style of journalism. No much of them. Ecuador said to become world's #2 cocoa grower. Industry head says. Thomas says Ghana, free the Cote d'Ivoire. And they produce a lot of cocoa to the world. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire produce about 60% of the world cocoa beans. Now Ghana they be any other second. Yes, and South Africa gold and a fair seconds. Now when they be strange, and you want to kill them. How come you call the Southern America? Southern America, how should the climatological variations now? I'm gonna Ghana weather no. You almost the same thing. Same you can't say the same. You almost the same. We have similarities in weather. Because the continent that one the weather patterns in the Ghana then and any Africa South America. You cannot compare to Europe. You cannot compare to Asia. Now go story. They be catch us a bit true. Read the story line by line or say. Ecuador is on course to produce more than 650,000 metric tons of cocoa in the 2026 and 2027 season. When you say, Chekas will be a set tour. Akokwa is set to host Kukurantumi. Now, Akokwa will host here. By a shame, Mr. Unababa host. And Akokwa see a shame, Mr. Cote d'Ivoire. Yanko board and also. About they produce 650,000. 650,000. Niatiana say for 2026, 2027. Niatiana say Ghana cannot meet this for the 2026, 2027 season, according to the industry head. Yeah. And also and could surpass Ghana as the world's second largest grower of the chocolate ingredient. The chairman of the country's cocoa exporters association said, or say, and Cacao Evans, Ontario, head, told Reuters via mail that thanks to soaring cocoa prices, farmers by public and private sector are investing more in their plots and getting increased yield.
Okay.
If you go to Ecuador, and so many say, cocoa grow costly, and so many more plots, and your cocoa no kesi.
Right.
I've got the story, so the story is quite clear.
Yes, so more interest na costly cocoa.
Exactly. Now, second line will say, Ecuador's population has shown steady growth for years. Ghana's production has been volatile. Akokwa mekane chemistry kasi bibi volatile. Ase ekosro na aba from it mean nyafa ko ti remember example you do light near so low current no so so bob na ko na aba power dey fan fluctuation of energy but me dey try volatile na ase e nyafa eko na aba eni ni volatile mutrobojo as wo ye nyunu as wo ye who she dem hu ni but we say equal dem I stable it is I won't draw graph now. Right. Akokwa so be kai to mani graph for school na graph na. Most Ecuador dey no aye bibi ti say. Aye bibi ti say steady. Ana Ghana dey na say zigzag. I'll prove data say no crown and no. But I want us to read what Reuters is saying. Akokwa koko important. There is a conversation is akokwa ye ma me mudu do na we ana mbe share ye. Yeah. Ye ma me mudu do na we and I'm the man who are doctor and lawyer. We now Ghana chip them. Cocoa. And I've Ghana chip all these years. Yeah. Now, Cocoa say a Reuters poll released earlier this month forecast that Ghana is battling illegal gold mining on cocoa farms and struggling to rein in the spread of swollen shoe disease. We produce just 600,000 tons of cocoa in 2025-2026. And in this brilliant article by Reuters, they diagnosed the paralysis of Ghana's cocoa sector. Or say, swollen shoe yarebi abo cocoa duane ntima cocoa ni na high. Na bra wi ko do mu ni cocoa ni mo mo ton sa se ni cocoa ni ya de ya bi 2 galamsey. Ako na we say carry certain come upon. Query. Ba answer obi kan headline na no. The shocking details no. Ana wo say cocoa farms in Ecuador are currently yielding an annual 800 kilogram per hectare. Adding the country is expected to produce more than 570,000 to 2025-2026 season and expects to reach 800,000 tons by the end of the decade. Means that by 2030 year, no more free 550,000. I got numbers 570,000 to okay, first one. Let's say 650,000. Yeah. 2025-2026 570. 2026-27 saying 650,000. Or say by 2030 no maybe saying 800,000. Now cocoa from our tea or say cocoa prices have more than doubled last year, reaching high above $12,000 a ton, following failed investment and diseases in West Africa producing Ivory Coast and Ghana, which supply about half of world's cocoa. Or say meanwhile Ghana yare any cocoa no na who dey ko from abrofo no tomo mai kabapa no akokwa ya dey ko ikoda farmers in Ecuador get around 90% of the world price. Only the difference no Ghana ni Cote d'Ivoire no and Ivory Coast no yeah cocoa board so akokwa we yeah energy from the spot prices and the future prices. My mistake ne me produce bibia ma me to ni say. It is a price and the cost for them so cocoa farmers and they get a pittance. But the cocoa there is no cocoa board. There's no anything of a cocoa board. Right. They sell to private people and intermediaries. There's competition. And when the time there's competition, the price is here then. Sure. Even without an entity like a cocoa board in Ecuador, look at how well Reuters is eulogizing the work of Ecuador. Yeah. Cocoa board. Now, what question? You see, numbers are strange. Yeah. And baby, me catch you say when you look at data, strip the data. What had there? Maybe some sources. So, money 5 fastest or 5 top growers of cocoa. And you see, the chart is self-explanatory. Yellow no, 2023. Blue near 2024. So what am I doing in this graph? I'm trying to compare the 2023 cocoa growing year to 2024. Now I compare cocoa had there. Ivory Coast 2023 against 2024. SOT. Ghana 2023 against 2024. SOT. Ecuador 2023 against 2024. Course row. Nigeria 2023 against 2024. Course from Cameroon. A course from of the top 5 producing cocoa countries in the world. The only country at 2023 against 2024 the production cost is Ecuador.
Yeah.
This is the first thing that bears voters out to say. On the report, no more,
Right.
2, I got a chart. This is from 2010. Ghana, production compared to Ecuador, I had there. We see you see where to be volatile. About Ghana, no. When you look at this graph, this is volatile. But look at Ecuador, no, you see steady. Kakra. In the 2010, you want for him. Say cocoa, you produce around 630,000 tons. Now you quote that time, I produce less than 200,000 tons. Maybe Nana Jantuah Barima and I want to buy. Say China, I started with cocoa, you be person of climate engineer, be the cocoa.
Yeah, Nana introduce. Sure.
No quarter of 2010, less than 200,000. Now Ghana over 600,000 metric tons. And me, Ecuador, I could do a question. I could do a Ghana one. As if it's some mina. It's almost a straight line. And Tomoma could be saying 610,000. So you go by logical. If you're going by how Ecuador have grown from 200,000 to 620,000, about 400,000 tons. Can say Ghana by now? Can say about a million? Based on the trajectory, obviously 200, about 180. There was it 200 for purposes of simple mass. Well, they say 200,000. I could do 620,000. From 2010 to 2023, where 2023 figure in 14 years. 2010, 2011, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. In what? 13 years. And now they are increasing by 400,000. Ghana in 13 years, if you averaging 620,000, Chakokwa, maybe is here. Just about 680,000. Into Chokasa Volata, and I say, yeah, Cocoa Brabon, ya bako yechi. Now, reason so I want to say, Catherine, you say, no creno. 1 air day, Galamsey. 2 yare. It's Cocoa Research Institute there no more. CSR there no more near book cocoa sector.
Yeah.
Aqua. You book cocoa sector.
Yeah.
So this is the data. Now, me Kofi join me for research. Aqua stupid data. 2010 and a boy was from a share. That's about what? 2 billion. About 2.3 billion.
Yeah.
Prof Mills time, once I said that Papa for starting mass spraying of cuckoo, Rebecca, Banty and Nigeria for Kofano Diamono. As the Commodore bring back a news of a machine, bit more correct me. On this our mass sprayed by Central Region for Yeno, nationwide. And you bet see 1 million metric tons of kaya of cuckoo in 2011, if my memory serves me right. Yeah, somewhere 2011, 2012. Aqua had a 2.87 billion.
Wow.
Revenue from cocoa, the highest. 2024, you know the lowest we've recorded in 14 years. So we are sacrificing our cocoa farms for illegal mining. And the cocoa is a gold bond numbers now kosra, and free.
You see, the gold in easy cocoa name.
Exactly.
The SA and
if you look at the revenue, you see that angle of what? Volatility.
They say we have videos and forcing the cocoa no Tony into what the magalam say for no discard to Nepoto. And we've seen people who are cutting down cocoa trees. Say Omode Pesika. Baby I be druno. The cocoa very sad, but for me, you know, what we have to do as a country is that Akokwa. Yentinase. We have that conversation. You know. Are we ready to mortgage our future for illegal mining? The Akokwa omo ba o chat na oba. It's not going to be a place when it comes to cocoa. It's not only about cocoa, you see. Say you can't say no, I say cocoa in Kwani Adjuni was. Your farmlands. And yes, completely. And Kobani say yeah. That's all the data be back.
Yeah, not me back. Brilliant. Means that article no home can be about plantain.
Right.
Okay, be okay. And my dear master, that's KP. I was say. Cocoa in Ecuador is growing in agroforestry systems that support biodiversity and are crucial to preventing the spread of disease among common in monoculture farming. almost say equal the phone to me steady be who say ya you be affect cocoa to my system bia only be dia omukoko no say these systems include growing cocoa alongside shade trees, plantains, coffee and fruit trees.
Now we e dia galamsey no krabe de dua bibi wase ada we dua bibi afam sa na say o udua hwe enye ye bia
okay ya na magen ba so nta ho kwanu equal the baby say dia Ghana ya catch for say your professor say akoko mo metimi study agro forestry system you say you dua cocoa no ne de bode ka ho you de cafe ka ho you de fruit trees ka ho e be ma ye cocoa no disease yare e baso no eswat e mo dia ko menim akwa ne aka nsensem yi won say
yenwen da yeni agi gold ma yesika ene ye busi
akwa reho and we are looking at this data na be kwa na cocoa sector na
oh yeah
then we be na so na Ghana no akwa kan data we say they have to in the last 8 years akwa look at how we've managed the sector. This is data, look at it. And in the last 14 cocoa bra ball papa in 2017 if you were here akwa you see that the movie
and they ma Cote d'Ivoire sign Ecuador so be sign ejibeka kakra no na say cocoa no kra de bo Ghana dia
exactly
ade a na ye chimre mo no
ye nka na article bi America ba South America yes so me hu say ha no mu de Thomas say Peru
almost
so start
say cocoa prices no un say wo ana because now we are channeling to say no and obi any abre China kura any abre
yes me say they have go China
na say o matimi aye o first you kura o harvest na 6 tons
yes na kokoro so me kura mo de no wan na say o mo ya na package o na to say from non polluted lands
is it ye no kura say bi o mo reject
yes unza na say some dem call join no say gold no wait me tonko Susan ani ade direct India ni ade ko wo no o mo bisa traceability it's a cool no price ni go na ye nya no e wo fam
I know it. And yes,
I just wanted to highlight it. I go the next story here. Mami Odasi. Your friend of Justice. Gertrude Tokuni. She said the the case in the Supreme Court be the Justice of the Supreme Court to be. And I want to sign Chief Justice based on Article 146 process. Na wiki ana the chief government communication platoon fellows kwacho for the statement about my come say President Dramani Mahama in accordance with Article 1441 of the 1992 Constitution forwarded the name of his lawsuit Justice Paul Bafuboni to the Council of State for consideration as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Justice Bafuboni has throughout his distinguished judicial career served with diligence and integrity at the High Court, the Court of Appeal and currently the Supreme Court. He has made invaluable contributions to the development of Ghana jurisprudence. He has earned the esteem of the bench, the bar, and wider legal fraternity for his intellect, impartiality, and unwavering commitment to justice. His wealth of experience and long service on the bench render him eminently qualified for the high office of Chief Justice. His lordship has been serving as acting Chief Justice since the 22nd of April 2025. Based on a certain article, Constitution Article 1441. President Mahama Abu Papayo on screen you see Justice Paul Bafuboni says you madam get to talk on free or say Article 1461 the 3 grounds habit in there you will be a free or infirmity, incompetent, misbehavior no abandonment misbehavior so based on the recommendation of the committee in the dino papai any day place na kokwa say okọ parliament near confirm na obey the 16th and obey the 14th. I go my pay data and from let me just check so that obey the 16th. I was correct. 16th Chief Justice of the country. But I go
yeah.
But soon in inquiry. Maybe because say then na radio judicial council recommended then na mama ko boni then na say akokwati. Article 144 ne say one or say the Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President acting in consultation with the Council of State with the approval of Parliament. That thing na to say the other Supreme Court justices shall be appointed by the President acting on the advice of the Judicial Council in consultation with the Council of State and the approval of Parliament. I work a student now now education. I say that here. Your Chief Justice there. A simple matter. Where's the screen? Let me just add my screen. To say that I work a CJ no say that here. President and the body now Parliament. And one that's the equation. But so we are Justice of the Supreme Court, JSC, and no Judicial Council, no, and I don't make advice. President are selected now called Parliament. So that's the difference. So meaning that when it comes to the Supreme Court Justice, there's an element of the Judicial Council who must advise, and the President, I'm told, is not bound by the advice. This way you be a job. But Chief Justice, President will be an act of Parliament. That is the provision of the law, Article 144(1) and 2. So that's the difference there.
Okay.
Toma na confused out then and Judicial Council just above today's explanation. President is saying did not cooperate only Chief Justice or Parliament. Now what to no appointment committee no to 2 ministers and deputy minister better to
yeah.
Na we are wakosum so omo grant na but what just about for one why picture me yama ache it is June 2008 Papa Kofi Efe and obonipo fo bidi emo called the Supreme Court set not justice but for no order appeals court akomo mbo mudi no Justice Rose Constance Owusu Justice John Chairman Muzo be kai no Justice Emily Yabua ana Justice Paul Bafuboni akwa ha Kofi 8 no here no all factors holding constant 2 will be serving as Chief Justice of the country. So Justice Emily Yabua kwa humijim Justice Constance Owusu ateso kwa humijim Justice Jones the change kwa humijim takoko so mi akwa humijim a the President Mama Boy Justice Bafuboni D is because I'm told say when you're Chief Justice you retire at 70. As we speak, per the profile I'm online Troy about Justice Paul Bafuboni no. You on December 26, 1956. Right. And Jakokwa say 1956 they are. Me calculate them cram. In Jakokwa say 2000 and what? 2005 1956 meboa to the back ba na 59 and 9 meboa na haka 1 enti ye beka ho 11 na 5 69 years akokwa on December 26 Justice Bafuboni baby 69 years meaning say President Mahama in 2027 esababo Chief Justice Fufurudin but you at
70 no na si
no be call retirement Intiti Yekas and Papa will be 68 years.
Right.
December year will be 69 years. Until by 26 December 2026, you know, no will be 72 years. So meaning that actually by 1st January 2027 there, you will be Chief Justice Fufurudin.
Sure.
And likely per the convention, it goes through the current court of Chief Justice the court of the current Supreme Court Justice the family phone amount Supreme Court Justices because they see a friend there Supreme Court Justices, Judicial Council akokwa na so omodo so pa men kai kran on top of my head me kai Justice Yoli Kolendi okahu akokwa men kai kran me kai Professor Henrietta Mensa Bonsu okahu akokwa yawo Justice Everett Loveless Johnson okahu yawo Justice Isifumoro Tanko Amadu okahu yawo Justice Professor Henrietta Joy Abena Nyako Mensa Bonsu okahu Justice Emmanuel Kolendi kahu Justice Samuel Kwame Edibu Esiedu kahu Justice George Kingsley Kumsin kahu Justice Yao Jehu kahu Justice Henry Kofi kahu Justice Yao Dakwasare kahu Justice Richard J. Frempong kahu Justice Senior Jamefe kahu Justice Dennis Dominic J. kahu Justice Simon Sobari Metin Dino Fencha kahu Justice Bright Philip Mensah kahu yawo Justice Afista Amaliboba kahu Justice Kwekutewa Kabwafo kahu on the first Supreme Court Justice of the Western of Region kahu Justice Jana Perry Battles Kujo kahu akokwa say nipa 18 emu ba akona 2017 based on the convention no one ha yebenya back one the chief justice na akokwa yenko so of the 15 justices na yenya no a bit of contest and a bit of history and your first time in history ye pam chief justice okwa sir akokosa ono da so yi onu ni BBC
right
o say I think 61 62 kumuni bombe so kai and it was a near assassination attempt on the life of President Nkrumah. You see, you're not suspected one Adama few no information minister and free now quiet a 3-member committee. The refuge justice, I think Larry Lare and a justice Akoko Sano chief justice. I'm a president Kufuado papa, Edward Kufuado. Now one quarter no news and Kofona Yaki, you know when they answer money, so they discharge them to go and Nkrumah happy. And Akokwa Sakeno. I'm told say no can the famous of the 1992 Constitution that this Article 146 process nearby, which remove the power from the president to a certain committee pursuant to the establishment of the prima facie basis by the Council of State. It's a fair justice a pound Ghana in our history there. Akokwa say Akokosa. By the first time in the fourth Republican dispensation, you have 4 republics. First Republican dispensation justice get to Tokun.
Right.
The Akokwa Ebena justice Akokosa, he was sacked. Ofri any obenya justice Sarkodie Julius Sarkodie no the second chief justice of our country. You really cool no miscast you really cool na say me ka ho you cool no February 24 1966 no mutu Kwame Nkrumah no and also I mean it was coterminous no so also 10 abawie the third chief justice obenya no the father of the former president Nana Dankwa Kufuado Edward Kufuado also be chief justice was serving from 63 to 74 some 4 years. Or we need Justice Alexander Lankwe Bannerman. One of the 4th Chief Justice. Or survey for a brief time. Or we need Justice Frederick Kwesi Akpalu. Or also there is the 5th Chief Justice. Or Chief Justice Crown Kenya from 1993 to 1995. Or no survey Ghana from 77 to 86. Or only if my memory serves me right. He will be the second longest chief justice Ayena from 77 to 86. But then go through the anonymity. You may not justice need to be sure. On also a survey from 86 to 94 years. And you may not justice Philip Archer or 791 to 95 or 2002. He was the chief justice that transitioned us to the 4th Republican dispensation. 11 years of military junta. No? Chief justice are no not Bakuni. And your ban 1992 for Republican dispensation or twice, so it was in 1995 for Kwame 2002.
Right.
Chief Justice any other kind of day, Papa way. You know. I did Kobana 1995 to 2001. But many kind of many age there. Justice Edward Kwame Redu.
Right.
On also serving for just 2 years, and I'll call Ahumijim. And I'll call Ahumijim. No, I think in recent times. But also about kind of Justice George Kingsley Aqua in office. In office. In July 2007.
Right.
And we bring a certain history in our body political judiciary. Bring the first female chief justice. That is Justice Georgina Chibuawood. Aqua she the longest serving chief justice Ayenya. Okay, there are several ways to kill a cat. No, there's no minimum. I want to know free. Within the 10 years, you need a proper February be 2007. No, just about 60 years.
Sure.
Or 70 the 70 years. And so she, for purpose of education, she is the longest serving chief justice in a full 10 years. 2007 to 2017. Ufuono and a bear papa na mibu on the Frederick Kwesi Akpalu on also serving from 77 to 86, 9 solid years as chief justice.
Right.
Now, Ufuono. The anyway Justice of Kufunti, the tradition continues. You know about for another survey from 2007, June 2017, so 2017 to 2019. For just about 2 years, because they will be the mandatory age of 70. Anyway, Justice Kwesi Enim Yabua, also survey kakra from 2019 to somewhere 2023. Just about 3.5 years. Anyway, Madam get to Tokunu. Of the 15 chief justices, because you confirm Justice Bafuboni, a man a 3, and a man a 13. So you pass Justice for Bafuboni, about the 14th, no, the 13th May. Ne man I a 3, now 16 chief justices. In our history. So that's Georgina Wood, that is Madame Sophia Kufu and Ade.
Okay.
On President Mahama,
just
that will be my concluding.
For 5 minutes.
Yes, that will be my concluding part. And I feel it was a good speech. I mean, it's a neutral, sir. I think the statement from Dr. Amin Anta, Nidiana confusion, the former finance minister, no, he applauded the men. I think on Friday, Mitie Samuel Bujinapo on Joy, he applauded them. And now Mitie Meka most of the position was going and NDC media benefit. Mitie Poladomo also on Good Evening Ghana and Good Morning Ghana, and he also had cause to applaud the president. It was a similar good thing. I'm trying to say, all the African leaders, that's what we coordinate with speech, you know.
Yeah.
They're all trying to, one on top of my head, get a seat on the UN security. They don't like the veto system where only 5 countries can veto everything at the UN. They were displeased about a Palestine president representative by a man of this among US any idea. So it was a good speech. Maybe I come and your board prof Nana Jane these Ghana. Yeah, go ahead. I first chief vice president or show him say UN Subenya secretary general or Bobo Kofi Anandi, which said applause was there.
Sure.
We are happy. Now for me, no me can't say na na say. The speech is beautiful. But for me, the substance would be that maximum feeling the dividend of some of these speech. That would be one. Baby, I know about reparations. Ninja for so much na Western world the name shut down my visitors as someone shut down fire when I cocoa. Mimi Dre, Mama visitors ko you come ko. Ko mu bibi.
Yeah.
I see who say, and President Mama said something about 70 of the world youthful population in 2030, which is just 5 years to go. We'll be in Africa.
Yeah.
Italy has the oldest population in Europe. Italy, on population, we have a youthful population.
Yeah.
Then we not so for so bulasam. I hope so youthful population. What do? You give them jobs. They be a mekase me say true data or any inquiry.
Yeah.
When you say kill three, I say maybe be a meka, and I'll keep repeating it. 2023 Ghana standards Ghana statistics said data number by 14.7% unemployment. What's tripia? Who's a man at Dawson? It's in a man for customers.
Yeah.
Antinamo customers because they are susceptible, they are vulnerable. What me maso? They are abusing cannot.
Yeah.
Akwata here.
Sure.
You won crab incredible Ghana, your friend NEET. Which is not in education, not in employment, not in training. Your school doma in home.
Yeah.
Your cover be a Sweduma in home. Your cover be a regular in home. Cocoa 2 million. Or stupid data. Am I 1.2 million? Am I 700,000?
Sure.
Yempejuma. Maybe we will do my cocoa, Yana Kakrabi, not to Ghana and I had managed 5,000 Tanya. Oh, cool. I'll call madam for you. Oh, or Frocana, ask from Casa. US even as a Ghana man of Vessa would be Obeja.
Yeah.
You have to cocoa scenario with 23. Why you cocoa sector say? Better now, my lady.
Yeah.
I got us here. So let's fix our country. And when we fix our country, many of our team youth will have no business going to these countries. Racism. What 50 years and your personally be uncommon. That is the truth. So the African leaders are applaud the speech, but they need to fix it because South Africa. So my folks are all kind of community near them, xenophobia no more. But they forget, say, for Mandela to even secure independence, he came to the political mecca of Africa, then which is Accra.
Yeah.
But to be done, or something no way do not be as South African arguments, and I'm attacking. So young Castle will internally are racist towards each other.
Sure.
Agwamebwa. Nigeria ni yache crime and Nigeria for them yasaka wafo. Yankan kuma. Ya hono yenye. For we ourselves ya ya. Takokwa yamfa ya hu tutu yi.
Yeah.
Yamfa ya hu tutu yi. Na kokwa tu. Me kana saka. Omo kono. Obia nse government communications so mo mekanche se nipa sei na eko. List of the buy no. nipa kwa kokwa me list no me be 10 years 11
Okay.
after you pictures bi nkofo bi ko bi maybe me say the aban be chichire mu omo ye den ko
I'm hoping that you're self-sponsored. I'm hoping.
ahokwa enye ahokwa ti this is emana
Na ankoye saade
ahokwa emana as usual
ankoye saade
I can say me can usual ati ase
yeah
e ba le ma miskafo ni bi no
oh okay
ana na makokwa sa akokwa wo tu kan akakra me no na adwuma se nyane mu no Saturday
yeah
ana wo ko no wo ba na nso kire me pages ayi je me kwakra o na ntimi no nko akokwa tie me ntimi no nko
right
to dem be nko me ko what ase na me ba ye wo bi an so ma bom ade ti na cha picture anu ofa ne ko ye
there's my ni no crunch
exactly
first point
and akokwa always say something say the John Mahama last 4 years no they need to tread cautiously
right okay
it's out of candor and respect
sure
obia me show say boy amane say wo ko be
nko na akọ
ministers na ko bia mini program oko US General Assembly I've been part of model UN before sidelines no nyama bebre na koso health tumu for ha we for say some bebre don't know ko ni program you na ade letter back so chief of staff ko bi health minister ko bi president Mahama ko bi madam Joyce Bawa ko bi okude to the normal obeko na me open say on for letter na for you say constituency youth organizers go board CEO any other people who are not on the list what do you do as a you must maybe I will bet you must say we na come bet you must say then I will must call it
okay say bia wo mo kwan no eduru ho no mo hu say bibi
you know I'm getting to I buy na sometimes element bo mo kasa dodo
yeah
enya some girl me ko dem dey feel be kasa dodo o kan bi nti ase when you're in position no one to shut up no one to speak learn from forcing
yeah
o kan budget abeti wo ko city ko ojo ko what in interview bi o
kana se mawi
ba kan friata satan wa sha white kaftan na nam sunyane ye ko town hall meetings
quotations
all you so bedoso shut up
right
aba no ka say go mu chichiri that's my second point
right
the third point for me
very mami
is the who trend to be in this government I think we need to applaud it. When the president am to kwambia unya direct dividend bi
okay
no GIPC Nasdaq was a day omo call Japan no say in fact a kwana yebe from Santas Roundabout which is 3.1 kilometers 17.5 million euros when Santas Roundabout 100 maybe do a carriage then they do an intersection to link to Asokwa
sure
a part of that Japanese trip no okay. 17.5 na me fair came boss 17.5 million euros
wow
it's a dividend quite important
utu kwan sem fa so ba
omo be ye kwan no from 2018 to 24 mo start in somewhere May 2026
okay
into mo kwan no to 1st November to move
say no de enya besia
there be a grant kwa me hu no enka Muhammad Banvenchi me hu we nam okay 750 afi exim bank facility okay that can
yeah
also that can it $30 million okay see if enko complete so full interchange okay but how kwanya me 3.1 kilometers 17.5 million pounds euros equivalent to about $20.5 million oh baby am econo MTE besidan 6 unit office ka ho toilet ka ho proper toilet facility ni bibia CCDs abambe sibi ye mo so papa bia paint basa bi ni asi 15 CDs
Piak report no what you want next week
na ko kwani
hwehwemi on our street f no ne ade no
ye man say ya akoko better manage BBC
me da say you know say to the fact checker eti ye di hu dwuma na o corruption no hu say ya na afi na mekra no hye say ase de no ma bi ye no hu say ase discrepancies no me aka brofo kakraka na ye Mr. Obi abusua ye ba yentie mampani nsem ne kakra bi na yenye medi nkomo
to find the right way.
Utie Kukurantumi, number 1 account radio station in Shawan 104.5
is taking place in Gaza. But here is the thing, it doesn't matter what you call it. If it looks like a duck, it swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, well, then it must be a duck. The crimes in Gaza must stop. The crimes in Gaza must stop. Madam President, I also want to draw particular attention to the conflict in Sudan, which this body has described as the world's largest humanitarian crisis. 12 million people have had to flee their homes. And when we speak of migration, we refer to the 12 million new Sudanese refugees, whom we as a global community should be willing to assist in much the same way that many member nations readily assisted new refugees coming out of Ukraine.
Yeah.
Isra 104.5.
We're never offered a seat at the table where plans for a new world order were being drawn. But, Madam President, as fate would have it, the tables are turning, and Africa's role in the authorship of whatever is yet to come for this world is going to be huge, and it will be consequential. According to this organization's own projections, by the year 2050, more than 25% of the world's population is expected to come from the African continent. Additionally, by 2050, 1/3 of all young people aged between 15 to 24 will be residing on the African continent. So you see, the future of this world is African.
Oh yeah! Come on! Isra
104.5.
Right, Isha 104.5. Mampeni John Dramani Mama and 70 Bino. Say, Okote Ghana nim etia bibima nim na wutia asemba ko kaye me depa ne de mbotwa ato no se ewiase nyina no edache eni ebibiman na se wo hwe statistics no a enra na me kan bi ho asem se ebibiman se wo hwe ye numbers no a over 1.5 billion ekononim ye numbers no so ye sansu agru about 2.8% growth for ye de koyanim wo de toto eye abrofo ne de no ho a ni nyini no enko kesesa te say ye de no kire say ye nyini koyanim in numbers but in prosperity in ye die mu ni ade no nso etesen na ade bi a mehu ya me yam hye me ne say everyone in or say 1 in every 3 Ghanaian eye poor. Se wuyi Ghana fo miensa bia no a emu baako se ye ka poor no a ye ka se obi ehia no a o de kura so wanya bibia di anope ye ka wo hia buburu ahu asem ne ye ka no ehia wo bi wo hia buburu ne sebe mpo obi di edene no wuyi Ghana fo miensa emu baako bia no ehia no ebetimi ehia no apomuden mu betimi ehia no sikasem betimi ehia no empu asetena mu yedi ho nsemu dano bi meni ugin fa mu ma hu how a omo yese ye poor no or describe areas a poverty no omo classify every and 1 in every 3 Ghanaian ye poor. Speech ni ye kama pa mampani ye bo abaso wate yanim Ghana wate bibima yanim ni ade a ye dase. But one thing me pese wo behwe ene se odi adesuade bi beto ere ama enchirima ene amanyosemu, and I will talk about that. Ye ku ye chihwe eye corruption e wo ye system mu eno na ebo ye krono a na nche ya Eugene ekeka bi bayi a ekwan ya ebetumi aye ne bi a sika kakra bi a na dan ye bi sin sika kakra bi na ekoya aban de a na obi abubi agum na yedi. Since 2012, corruption index, no, perception index, echo 2012 to 2024. Last year, there, at 42. 2012, 45. In fact, the best performance I year was 2014, which is 48. Apart from that, ya ria rumua just seketa se proye dream kankan ye da fem a edi nya. Baby ayeda 2023 mpu na 43, 2024 atiaba 42 is telling us say corruption still in our system. Mampeni na kan manifesto ho. And wo abe mampeni a Nyankopon wa hyehyɛ ne sɛ Ghana say speech na akɔ kan no United Nations General Assembly no. Said ye wo pray Africa yie die no a wo kama Africa Pan-Africanism no. Nyame ahyehyɛ ne sɛ wo benya tumi bi a wo so de be hyehyɛ Ghana hyebrɛ said ye wo pesa abrofo ne hyehyɛ Ghana hyebrɛ no. Do you know why? ABC in the Fourth Republic, sa type of majority na wanya no, which can turn things around, can change that tomato dokno constitution. Former Chief Justice Sophia Kufu kan ho asem no. Say your constitution na ye outdated. Empanifo bebre mnanimfo bebre na aka se yetimi yen sachraye wo mu no. Mampani bre duru se wo de Ghana si yie. Said the opes abrofo de bibiman si yie no. This is the time. Ukura obi frɛ say ukura super majority ntino. They say no, we are so powerful. Ubetumi asesa Ghana esi yie. And this is the time we must do something about 1 year constitution. Any other areas are enu no yen ma o man na ebre. And you see ebre no nie. Se obeye ahwesode de ato hɔ ebeboa yen. Chef French president, former president Sarkozy, and ya sentence no so wonkomu 5 years. Unim de ntia. Yeso wo petumi afimpinu ne nsom. Dobi a wo ben no a ka ne se oye ne boafo. A sa abre no no ye minister. Obi a wo ben no. Oye so wo kopesika afri Libya de abeboa no ama odi edi ne dwuma. And that person no ekochini mu se nko kwa akopa afri Libya president wo e de abeboa no. Na charge da ne so ne se sika no mum de ama si ehu se court no hwehwe mu no ama sa bewura na account mu o ma ehu evidence bi asa so oninsa kan sika no na emu ma dwene keke no kura wonya ye se ni nipa ne kope sika no wanka se jai na fa be fund me campaign adwene no keke na wonya ye no edini kom 5 years ba yeti o man mu se ye wo plea bargaining edu obi anya adwene no se bi waba o man ne kro no o fa bibra na anase fabra o de ba sika no ne yehia na aka ne saa sika no ne yehia na ne yede ne kotuma mfato bia ne enya sika no ne yehia adwene ba obi tirimu keke so ogina ne tumi so court na se mo kan no tumi a no okura nti no ogina mu e de akopɛ bibi afa nkyɛn no okomu mfie no adwene no keke o sika na amawu ba ye trea ye bitimi enso obi edi sika ne aye na manyosem witch hunting MPP NDC we was we ye witch hunting we ye ni say any aso so sa ensemhu ne corruption so amane 1 in every 3 Ghanaian poor, a country with all these resources. But this is the time edra na make de bi say social learning theory no ewo ho Albert Bandura edit theory ato wo ye nhweso yesu ne ban asabibiman no ye nya adwene sachira bi a ya change your mindset abrofo na ye kan speech ne kire omoto wa no mosre because they see us not to be serious. So mun so man no auditor general be report we be report ne de be ba piak report one ye hu say o man ye di sika abibiman ne ye sei sika abrofo ne to wa ne ye ho ye omosre as we obesu ye ready all ye corruption Albert Bandura say ne ye no. You see, the next generation pay attention to what we are doing. Omu taking memory of it. E ka omu trim. Na omu sa se so omu rehearse because omu say e ya de pa. Afei omu nyankranhye ene akukuduro bi e de ye. Enti enyenye nwanwa se obi nya akukuduro se obeba o man no krono because we hu obi abokro no ni bia ya anya ne hwe. Ye de MPP NDC sem. E de ya ne nekra de akopɛ mra bi ese plea bargaining. Me sa plea bargaining no. E mra hunu. Eyemrehunu sika ne yedi wie press asotwe ko na ye na ho te se de theory yi kan na manfo hwe susua se me ya sei ne beto me ene so obi wo French man ni mu ho na de ato Sarkozy wote wono mo a o se na ba ni tiri mu mpo se o pesika free man wo do so tsan se no wo tumi sa abra se minister o so no empo ne ye ye de sei Sabre no or the fetchery and no copy no. E dia be pre-presidency no. Kopiska be pre-presidency to me no. Empo ye de atwe na so adwene ba ne tirimu keke. So we conspire with the other person no sen kom kopiska ska na medru court no se woni evidence ska na bedru ba adwen po no nya ya oni ne nkrofo decide so kopiska na free Libya e ho asotwe na 5 years. By yet you bit me disika. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I love the speech. But let's try to walk the talk as African leaders. Now we crack the whip when needed. Because the Edruno, see, I'm here. Yet decide as already no man, say, be my park at a pre-dream can come. Pessamim kumia come. And only one of the things I will manifest to me there's a corruption there. O frano point you be train crofobia so mo be investigations into certain issues wo memu mususu se ketasese pre-dream kan akoso. I'm asking, we are almost a year ye koyanim enwemuna kosi sen eno ma bebre ko nanim ba attorney general no abegina simpies no aye ya but se betimi akoyanim a kan ne proye esi etu ase esi entu ase na ekoso se dia Albert Bandura's theory will come in. Say, Omo Ehre Susiano. The next generation will even do worse than said ye eti. Nebanesa. Ye betu ye ni afri ye chino there will be no Ghana for us. In Shra 104.5. We Kukurantumi Jumedi. Happy birthday, Sunko. Enkoma Osei Dufie. Osei Dufie ne. Awoda. Happy birthday. We GRN meche for Swami Municipal. Happy birthday to you. Hilda Osei Dufie. Ya mensha wa woda no so na wonya okese ma nkwatense a ahodi wom na bibia entumi enkoyie pa emfama. Gabi Tre Junior. Ebisu I see you live on Facebook. In Shra 104.5. Sanso na YouTube in Shra TV and I will be to me so akhwe ye wo Shra TV ankasa wo multi TV decoder no so. We are live on Shra TV and so will be to me are. Gabi. If you go there. Who yellow baby.
Over the other Roma.
Who yellow baby winning. And some no Dawson.
Yeah, what I mean to make a chase quick.
Oh, okay.
There's a call. Massy, me bra penyin ase Mr. saying and now that Unity for Python, Unity for.
Oh, okay.
Well, we need around being there, we near a home. And
sure.
You got to a bush for be away. So, Kaka.
His Excellency. Hey. Paul Yando,
Paul. What my team, His Excellency Yabaku, Supreme Leader, Pacho, dreaming home. What the media has, and I made them here, His Excellency.
They say there was an amount would to need the old session will maybe actually say, oh, my guideline to a memo, say, I say. The way I will see directed no money there. When your president will be there. Because we now or directed no man. Me say, or the code one for us. Mum say, I hear galam saying so. Munina hani adnam say, or the president into me want to say no dear. Debbie, Paul.
Debbie,
Bibi Abo. I know they are their own pay.
Me pacho. Wadaroma. Hey, me slow. Ukoye say na fair need you a cheat na den Wadaroma. Ebe ha wo kan president assembly. Me na me baby na hey supreme leader o ho wo dey go choose say na me yende. Pacho.
Oh, yeah, we choose say.
Hey, na dey unim dey koso. Yes say akase bia so baba na baso.
Ah. Boy ando dey azim.
Anonym. Say bia IP address o. IP address no ye de be hwe attract criminals mum de ono tini baby a hold the government accountable say nyema be yie no uka na wan kan yie a
okay we wan kan yie
as why you can't say that is why criminal libel law ye ananya say what sema waka no the criminal aspect kra ebetima ba wa semu no ye nyim free ho so I give each one the opportunity to freely express him or her.
But you agree say his speech near the other day.
His speech
say man for to be and anu ya Kevin Taylor can say utri or describe utri kakra me can but say now how was it how
was it maniman kasa to say apofin
eh ene mente ade eno apofie den
me nimpo
apofie is
manim tuntum se apofie
omofe
no na Paul
kakoko obebisa ho say Paul aye ne den o ti say me I just don't understand
Kevin tell us all there
say kusie nu ho
why den
so there say manim tuntum se apofie adentia me kan na asem da me nya bibia. Why do you say who timi do bi tena ho na wo didi na tem for what? Or because ye can't abide no one say na ye kire ya adwen won yema so me kwa wa me style a me didi atem me nka obi ho asem bone just the issues and ye nyina e bi e kwan obefa so
enu bi na omo ahase a ibi wo obi koka na omo achi no efre no nti se de ye wo ye say me say ka obi so ye ne ye nti ye kire omo senka da ne kwa
so say me dey na meka I was odimisi ho didi matem for what? What I say nti akoko ya na edim but na didi atem ya asem kitwa ye do si wo ze ye di atem
obu o se ye di na atem a ono en
oh no dey ono na sem but say si ho se o di atem because me nya bi say ye mpo na bia me kana asem na asem di na atem bia and wo di matem bia fine but me nka wasem na manim tuntum se apofi
na wonyi ni se bia wa ye bibi sronku wa ye bibi bia tia no ama ase bia
e bio o ti ase me na say what me wedi mechi ana say me di we church ana ya ye adwuma ache wan hu say maboni din kra kan bibi kra da debi o ti ase so it's unfortunate but obe ni there
ba won say wo mu nsuo mu da na na no ko nsuo mu anya so ko ye nsuo afi fish ye nsuo mu nyina ye hu mu ensem wo mo kan kra dia no ye so ko nsuo mu da e na ko
adia e see wo that day was it Saturday. What I say? I just say ne na watch right?
Yeah, exactly.
We. She na ya ti say a chrome ho. Omo friend me saying Econia 3.
Yeah.
Makwan
Central region.
Yes, Makwan no saying. And ho no so Aguna East.
Yeah.
District. Na Kunyako Sakro no. Ye Ghana water treatment plant wo ho.
Okay.
Now over 1.5 months in here, you're closing it down. Now the South aspect woman say you're closing down also no. You saw your announcement to Kromu Horny area or district in I say Muamon Peko a kwaya mubenya munsuanum. Now that treatment plant with the Dumuno. That is why we went there. What I say, near Koya Suzuminia and Paniam pa. Ensure a Yensu river no. Adie na say cry just say o ka say machine no yemfa ensuo ni mfa enye yi so they were right so you do ho ema mema nkwala nkokra obi ha no dem say o maba mo meka bi ma ye why maba mo meka chese eye areho se ma akokwa se minu mienu ana se minu mienu ne koye na wo hu se ne ade ni si akoya o ti ase na chese ehu a chese yanka bia ma wo mo a na ayewe
ba pa na wo hu no
oh ade me hu ye ni se ensuo na sai kra na me hu oh I saw it a chese ade no se nye se the prudent management of that institution hu ye no mudumu no a e fa machine nim kra nye yi
but people were worried say mu free ha ko do central region Ashanti region so na free
as what make I want to say me say Ghana water treatment plant
enti na ma mo
Ghana water what you say omu treatment plant you are shutting it down and omu kase galam say nintia na ya say announcement say mo amu ho nyina mo mpe kwan a mo be fa so we need to witness what you say and indeed ye call ye so no amafo anu dem
na Ashanti region mo timi ato kakra bia mo hu say the improvement aba in the fight
oh say no there ya dey animu say enye yi
motumi free Central
me say minimum say ye minister any obia ewa ha bia no aha asem no de enim say enye but what do you attention to go to Central region Ghana water for adea omo cast on shutting it down what is ye high tontokrom ye kun assembly man nyina wo ho omo ni asanko mine for ekrom for ni asanko mine aka bomu a adea bomu a omo ekon assembly man wu wo aye hu me ministers wakoche o mai bibia dipa wu nyina e de ne aye wo ho o ti ase enti we ne de plant no mkazo mashati na it was a warrior man for esi nani titi e bed na mpazo ye koye ensuo na maame na sa ono ano say o expect say ono area be safe na wo treatment plant cry dumu no si ye enyi na wo ensuo heat and eja na wo the air sun so is it good and news for all of us
ba mo ko emu didi ana mo ye fasting answer na
on say na ye anopa what you say ena sisi aso no se wo hwe se ne ade na si asai na fish kura ewu mu no o ka se wo fa bia chese
na wa bu nkotudwe because miracle say ka say wo ade na bu nkotudwe
me ma sem ne se sisi no supreme leader ho what you say ena oye meet the press no na small can say so basically a free gold board no mu eba no a o say gold is the one sustaining the economy. And yes, I'm a president, Kai. And we've retrieved or we've gotten like 6 billion out of it. Oba yao, ananya and so ama galam say no one say my so minya say woka say wo sika no a ye nya no compared to apomudin we apomudin eyini ene health conditions ebeba ene nipa nkasa asetrem ne obi ono onya the opportunity to have those so papa now no there ne source of water any livelihood any now cause sika ye nyanti no ama ho asema ye wodia na je say it's a matter so much touching so I needed to plead mimbunko to do na men say president say e manen ka say sika ba enti no sankofu we whatever means they will get to live no e yo mo asem. No, prioritize the health needs of these people. What I say? Because Mamia Brewa or Sre Mimi Po, me power bia. The only thing I can do is to plead to the government. Say, on tier way more. But there are a way I can this for 8 years. Any there. And so etneo. You know it. Even like you could be na se upia after some hours no settle ananya sa enso a etene de oguso a ohunu no so jaya enso no dia ahono na emesen emienya clean water. That is my point. They cannot hide behind say momo time manya hwe and then second one so here measure say omo so omo dia gu ho a blue water guards etin so no ho omo buye de be me ko ma hu ba kokra wo minim se no ohyensu onim anaso ohyenwura mu ho dia me hu blue water guard
ohyensu onim ye de
ese won hye ho dia ene no ogina he eti asemo maka che say blue water guards for ewo ho no me hu bi
but we see some of them in
ewo he na me say makonsu ne ho adabio me video amaking makonsu nya me nko aso na me koye ensemtwofo obi nka jem so otimi capture blue water guard ogina nso no ho a obi say amane kra ya ne koye ko se samba kukura ni ho eti ensema de bi o be kam ni ahu se be ka bi ene de blue water gas aba ene de hwan aba ene de hwan enya adwuma because me hu bi na hu bi o
me de videos bi am hu so o mo ko hyehye nkro
da bi de koye hu ye
de mo de me e bi am nim di
da bi sanya me na me ka so mo narrative video ni fa ha o ensem 12 na kwanti e kwa na share blue water garden na wo ma ya obi say kwan so na nke ye boy amania na ke unzi ya capture na council no kra wa report yes there be omu take the stability of to them what you say it is same o mu kase blue water ga eni ho
enti say mo evidence no mo agi tape no de akoma mampa
enye tape keke yes nsuo ni bi say o hwe we no a yes bia ye de akoma felisofosu kwache also no free sample tem ho but akra ye ne de enti won kofie
nizam do ni fu nyina akra
ana me kase ne de na ye ne da ma chese ne feature no onko enti asabi e koma unse nko ta kofia enko ko e bebo na mane say won krofo ni nya nsuo no enti ka would have had enough evidence or the be ma president mama na nko ma stop it but when one continue sabi ene man sem trust of ozu hu ye ene dibia akoma kwachi
ba sansu ya no dia manfo bi san say ye dibi gu bottle iraso sasare don kono ya ye dibi gu bottle mobile na mokro ya mu defend
ena me say ye na irastos esaye no irastos wakonku ekode na ede manopa osaye no ye ya kase
ekun na ede on
Hey, now nipa no kuntoko. Na me
na mo ba ko pa mo ko nsuo na mo nsu. Ira so nsu ni mbo ayabo no.
Wo de wonti.
Eduru ba bi kura ye peboafo kura agina yenya.
Me say galamsey ntokwara ye kan. Ense say ye de ntokwa kura abam. Enye ntokwa o. So nipa no tu galamsey no onku wo kura ska. Edu bere na anu nako.
This wa bo sketu.
Obebu sketu a wu kura oje hu a enje. That is why amane kun na ye din. And so enchire what I say me feel said the approach they call over the years in emfa. That is why we calling for state of emergency na omo aka bi no. State of emergency ni ba ye nyina na ye bejai na fi wa free ni pa no. Seminia sisi ade munye biemu.
They say we declare minister lands minister I declare forest zones ni river bodies no nyina no security zones.
You can security zone.
Anti for now no.
Debut.
Untumi nkunsu untumi nko forest. You can
security zone and I say you can state of emergency. All formulas ni methods amu use ye nyina no. Makabia to say me ko water guard no me hu bi.
But side declaration, see, and share the specific declaration or more breast. And
I say, yeah, and Kabi, Munana mo call say state of emergency emra. Now, to say, no, a bibia power be a mamo. Parliament Mukra 185. President Mahama is supreme leader. What I say, it's a dear Ben and Mupesa Muya, Multiminye, including state of emergency. Munana, yeah, fairly, but Yanka say. Yeah, oh, now I didn't ye.
Timwa mujidi se galamsey
on to the American. I didn't ye.
Okay.
Anye
Matthias.
But who na waba ye do all forms of way na amount.
Okay.
I didn't know person of state of emergency.
Na the BBC answer mo amoye ya mo ntimi anye. Ka mo nka mo no ntum because mo nim ho kwan na nko onye na de.
Ada ye nti o man.
Okay.
What you say? And na wa onsem so a wo ka ye no so no. Wa na wo ka wo nsem. And yes, okay, ade awa kano, ade na implement na emwa, especially when you have the supremacy in everything. We call parliament, who they do when ne MPP phone who crowd bit my
okay.
And so I don't think now that's so tinwa o kuko ho kakra. Fade ne to oni hu se wani abe, especially when ye ko tua water bill akese me nyam na me galamsey. Do ye galamsey ne ti ho. Na me na me ko tua ehun ka. Why do we treat ourselves like that? Ghana water into a catch us a mintimum process because of galamsey. So the Adena Beto problem no. Why don't you solve it?
Okay. Thank you, Paul Yando, and Watson Nkano, Director of Communication in my MPP Ashanti region, and Watson Nkano, a fantastic guy, as a Uti and I would say. He's very, very cool. Hussein.
Akoko
bibi aboko de
tachamada bojum na moja bidia frusa ni die
ise de waduma so nti ebre no so
enye ize
ihu se wonam hanamo chese Frank ho ye
dami adom no ho de
honorable
dami adom no ho ye
o si e chia no pa
se wonfo do so a ja wontumi nka se wonye ni nyina ye we kakra no ye kakra
ise na wo mfu
yegusu a ye adwuma kakra se de be besom asantiman di ya na menu ni betima di nti ma asantiman da yakoma so na yembo ma asantiman punto ne nkoso a ball asantiman for the last 8 years so de se bi Jones ase abo akoko no yensa nya sa punto ne na mbebo a asantiman nyina we de medam ase
right
na machem production team so nyina mechia atifo ne ahwefo magibre wono mo Facebook nyina a mo tie Inshira FM
right
yeti rotikoko so asase so na nyankwada we de medenchia kese enso so every year Dr. Frank Amwakuhini da Ashanti the indefatigable Ashanti regional minister yenya no a ye grounds person bibia ebe hunu oye adwuma ama ine me ne wo kase uyi mabunu be anase Asante mantem uyi nkura be edugina ho na obi so mo se ho ana na oye regional minister 2024 on be Dr. Frank Amwakuhini
and there is a confirmation and rana make ho asem from Global Info Analytics
yes
Oshe Volta region which is the NDC stronghold brand almost dropping in terms of approval for John Dramani Mahama government but Oba Ashanti regional is about plus 23
yes
I just say Ashanti region approval
yes
yes, what was meaning I shall pan in my power,
he's doing well.
Every year,
And then I was saying I had Kaboom,
Jeff, you have for statistics.
I was saying I Kaboom near Buana, BBI, and
Radia,
a year. Oh my, you buy, you know. And near my sanka crankakra. But and then me the whole no machine, I made drinking at DB home. Na maintain say kakram say and this year by 8-9 months money. Maintain say corruption scandal be a day. I see.
Hey,
but MPP time. Okay. Bust. Contaminated for saga. 3 months and almost started from the first year.
Before you go on, this is the statistics. John Dramani Mohammed's approval rate in July to September changes aba. July would decline a year been September and to drop on the up no and the whole is already a half regional. Eswatini 37. Ashanti region echo up by 21%. Yes. It means any part edge NDC are buying one answer John Dramani Mama Tumuno air cost in the Ashanti region. Now, the surprising was the voter region. Having the voter region dipping by 44%. I mean, right, we are doing something good in Ashanti region to see this particular feedback. The urban, that is what the research depicts. Say the approval and the media odino. What is doing the magic?
In fact, the magic and they say one regional minister or you're proactive.
Okay.
And you're only reactive. Oshe a sentiment muhanim say on bridge no.
Right.
Kutukum bridge.
Yeah.
Social media ni hu ye.
Immediately
akwa the amount. Good. Airport run about 2 to 2 years. Emma Iraq for do on the car ties necessarily boom out on it.
Okay.
You know, I'm so used to 4-wheel fence 4x4 to boom out on it.
Poyando
or boom out on it.
First, I'm going to no patrol. David, I'm going to all the last area. What's your business? 4x4. No patrol. 4x4.
What's over Uber? Okay, what do you offer Uber?
Me patrol. Let's make a kit to him.
Matthias, what I say. Into boom so what I say. And then Yakupa Yadom. Abrante ko gina ho ye video Dr. Frank Amako hini hu ye no antempa o my day o my ye me kwa dem kom degree Ashanti Fest on the way as peja Ashanti Michael so Ashanti Fest nko magic a wa ye no e bi si da e wa Ashanti mantem ho anim sei o hwe ye Yura John Dramani mama nkoma oni ni di Yura mama ba Ashanti mantem ba be chia Ashanti my best da Ashanti my ase ye wa Ashanti mantem ho anim sei o se Yura mama o ba Ashanti mantem ko ade me as a regional minister me da ma nko sa ye nko ne nko kro from market a asi honom Yura kofo enya adwempa so be ye dia ma Ashanti my a kan wura mu MPP aban ba ye ho e no mo run meet no ote wa nko wan fe rakofo adanko ho yenko ne yenko hwampa e kohwe ye no so se adwuma e koso ho no yes nti we ni niema ayeguso aye ma santima eden eji Dr. Frank Amwako hina eden atum agi NDC amanyoko no so eden atum konfanochi hill konfanochi nyamo time eni rakofo otumfo tikokoso na nyankwada oji kakran kakada konfanochi ende ba ye no ye konfanochi aka monumental projects aye ba be ye e wa santima ntem hanim asantima so hunu say obi a rekoto achida no so ka so be krawa ndi na chinie obi a waye KJT market no o ka so be konfanochi ndi na chinie obi a waye Bank of Ghana Hospital o ka so be konfanochi ya ye ndi na chinie enti eniema ne we ni eniema e ka ho e na santima ade ma santima sa agi rajon mama dipa ne say for the last 8 years ni ehun say V8 na mana V8 na konya ne sim nipa ntimu driver ne akonya nkwa ne simu bandera mahama ba tete niema so ama yehu V8 bia a ye de akonya sim say president ko bia onko eden onko tena so ho no yehu say yewra ye maame Lordina Mahama yehu V8 bia makeups ne sa niema ne eden ewomu ba we nyina ye niema asantima hu ya na omubo eden afu bebre for the last 8 years niema ne eden yehu no omu so say entitle your belt no na omudo no mu ni belt hook ba ne ye ka kira santimans ene Ghana man nyina se ye niema nti omu nkambom ne mboa ma santiman ne Ghana nkoso yi no omu nyina agi atum ti se enyemre ebe bobo bi so mo eden wo hu but you know what ebreninti you know what
so we say mokra mo say activities bi wo ho
yes
is it today
today yes started a friend is saying soccer inter-district soccer in fact group into zones person ye boa na yi best team and at least 4 teams are you don't be Ashanti Festival na ya boa na omo so say hwe nyankopon ni bibia odi di obi amu enkra bebre wo district more talent no ho betimi abobo ye.
And I love something about Dr. Frank Amoakohene. You see, this is the first time I hear Sadi with were involved with the media. Yes. Media, especially sports journalists. Omumbra Messiano na umfa omadwimpo. Emra na omunhwe kon befa so a. Emabuna omanije agudi hu. Yebetimi enya omje project mind hu a Ayala nipa Ayala ewo ho. Sanso enazando num ne squad in the Ashanti region, you can sports journalists. Yes. Sometime about two champon. Jeff Media Sendo. Enuni. Intinoha, woman and penny for Ashanti region. Sports journalists. One more agent mupano. Woman eba honma. Yes. And I believe it will go well. It will go well. It will involve experienced people like this. It will go well. Yeah, it's a good cause. Na say unuse Poliando no so no bobo pa. So no bobo party ko nya obi manipa no timi eyi no te say the doctor Frank Amoakohene so one na me we share na ka kire me so na bobo e kire so na bobo what is can it say omo mutimi twan pro so me titi na me yade so na bo titi na we say wo de bobo be so me ko enti say one etimi discover amu bi anka by this time ka blasters ka ugina mu bia nka beboa so what you say enti Dr. Frank Amoakohene na ade a woye ne de minim say we de bia woni ne nya adwen ba we nko ade me nya adwen da woni Dr. Frank Amoakohene open asem a wonkotena ka se fidi so kansem a obia kwatia no aka say ade na Paul o ka sa asemu afa no ho what you say nti wo say o sesa onya adepa sesa adepa de oye ebi ti say de kan ya wa friend journalist sports journalist nyina wo hu bi da last 8 years now ko RCC wo hu bi say da ento e babu no also babu no and also have a regional secretary we feel so from kama onu so feel from kama it is also see be no maka say e babu no so mu ya de the Dr. Frank Amoakohene ye de kire say the secretary no ma Poliando obetimi ayi aye ni ye but wo criticize no so e babu no timi nya adwuma what they say now wo pe say omoto obama no be secretary dia say ja entimi CPC ta unti you say ade a nyina eguso aye boa so na be asanteman so in a minute what were we expecting today and
then they expecting say minim say Poliando be ko hono bi
oh yeah right
na yambo me
obi no bebo ye nya basabasa obi no
me no ana
nti the okese park ejiso wa sentiment mu hanko ade abra
okay
in fact agudi aba be ko so hono maniji nko a wonim say akode obede ha obeba hobi
yeah
what you say
nipa na imagine diplomatic passport no
obeba hobi no about you see sansem bi say na on say I need kwan say
we say to us
but Poliando dey onu nya man kwan obewra ne sisi
o dey wie
enti yenim say obeba hobi mabunu no behunu anije beba agudie no susu dey yenim say wa onim say we good bia no you hu pie na bebo bi because Dr. Frank Amoakohene na adwen say okay enre che koshi asako de ewo Ken University abra no ye no program bi opese oboa ma Asantema ntemu hanim so say Asantema yanka say o mabunu a o me good onyum to o mu susu ne sa ne ma no na Dr. Frank Amoakohene so de ono angle bia o obi to dru ono mu dik mo ka kire mo say wo pe obi aplug ho amanipa na boa na say wunya access to the person na just walk to the RCC obelink you amanipa no so what you say enti ono so no sports minister beba bio sports minister so ti onu so dwumadi a asante e koso na obo say abrante do we good Poliando by we good yem fa no yem fa no mbra ne deny da be wura mu na abo ama Ghana eja ya good ya last 8 years na enko yie no na yetimi asesa bibia so aye akoso yie enti de be koso so ho no but you know mamenya quickly
on galamsey na membra na yemi sa topic no na afi yenko de
see me no Poliando de bia me ka say me say obi nkyere konfo ba ntwa ho
obi nkyere konfo ba
ntwa ho
wow
untimi nkyere konfo ba ntwa ho isi aba na galamsey fighter NDC yeah top ahead mo ka de ma and you know one thing in fact and then kwane da Poliando aka no kre wo mini ni hie bia nan kwane da aka no kre o si galamsey fighter mu feli ye what you say wajetu so mu feli ye wo ko tire exams wa feli na me twere mo exams a ugina wo si mi feli you see yem fa
logic me atire obibi from experience
no
experience to me ma wo lessons kakra
o probi experience a era John Dramani Mahama because ono wababi waba ena wako ena wasaba.
No, but these people have been in it for
no obi a wa failing ntimi nkyerɛ wade obi a wa failing poto de na obekyerɛ
or experience
that be waba
anya hwe no ekwan abefa so abɛhwe ase de obɛmu atwe ho afi
o da bi ena yɛse on se yɛse dua na ase atena se adi ewu no ntekuma ntena se nyɛ de ntonko
okay
ye no ne yɛ opposition no ye hunyema na mo ye nyina amwa galamsey fight nti ye ba ye ne ye metena se nyɛ de ntonko ye adwuma no nti em de se wagye atum se galamsey fight ne de omu MPP faili ye nti wa faili a wutimi betumi fo woni oba tena wantimi ne oba na nyinsen na ma ba na afi na me ne oba ne te nkakra na
akola keto amfatu ho ade
obeka kire me say me obeka kire me say wo 8 years on ne oba ne tena ya wantimi nyinsen no me 8
amfatu ho wi asimu nyina da wo de
intano no kire say MPP aban no eni kwan say omunya the locus and I said the moral gut and I said the effrontery to talk about galamsey. You know, beside the question, beside the internal sentimental one, so manto. You know why? Me, the boss, when him say, "Oh, you want to me 8."
Okay.
And now, Chama want to me say, you know, as a communication director, because I'm not to aba. Into a 2 on Nankasa, oh yeah, Chama want to me do. They make out the say
or representing.
Yes, no, yes, but Chama want to me do. You know, you're a sentimental one. Him say, you're Ghana hands so. And now, a year a branch a friend of Abujinapo. No, de krata. Ekoma Yiro Akufo-Addo say eye Poliando boss Chama Wontumi o she Mirim Forest Reserve or say nso ne sase tanomrim na mum oni permit say in fact onwura hokra no nko ye adwuma wo ho no Yiro Akufo-Addo ka so ayden wa clear no meboa but here eti anim say ope obi o galamsey kimping power sentimental mo enim say Chama Wontumi because obetimi abetena mo kasa videos where you agudie kura kire mo go da wakotu afri galamsey side we eni
also onyega
what you say me say na me say reporter omo ankasa lands and natural resources minister ena de koma Yero Akufo-Addo say Chama Wontumi engage in illegal galamsey activities.
So clear.
What you say? O clear no, nti clear no gente no kire say ampa fail no kan ye no the Yero Akufo-Addo ye bi o mo di fail ye no. But you know why? Ye buy MPP for I say oba sentiment mo hanum say ya. Ye wo Swami, ye wo Tafo, ye wo Ahonjo, ye wo Bantima. MPP for timi call forest kwa ye bretu mu. Echo build community. New community. Kwa ye bretu no mu. Ni e fra ho Abrewa Ninkran.
Abrewa Ninkran. Say okay. Omo te honum eye galamsey kurom honum e galamsey nko na omo ye wo ho. Omo te honum nyina ye over 10,000. Na woni bibi. Omo kofa Cote d'Ivoire fo, Burkina fo, Ghana fo ebi wo mu. Enti ye ba ye na ye call site honum. According to ye police on soldiers for the omo call site honum no. Ukodu honum na wuhia no na wo ka kire ne say mu free hanum say adan a o say bonjour Nana Akufo-Addo MPP. Bonjour Nana Akufo-Addo MPP. So the first one tia say galamsey yes na mo say bonjour Nana Akufo-Addo MPP. Na che say MPP for na de mo ba won ti o ma ka kire mo say so bi ba site wo be pam a mo bo MPP din anasa mo bo eye Nana Akufo-Addo din o meja mo yes unim say 10,000 o mo nya Ghana for ni mo udu bonjour nko na soldiers for ni timi no mo ye den eka and yes say yes me say the ye obeka pam mo no obeka no masa ba ho eni wura mama se dabi mun kona mun ko se kuro no ena me no ka say ya shi kuro no dwebre Abrewa Ninkran 10,000 no mu go mu ye galamsey no ya shi wo mo. But you know one thing,
ya shi di pa
mo containers
wo nyina ama ne galamsey activities ni hono mu susu ayeden koso wo hobio. But you know one thing, mini apoyando so asa na ni eno no come out as am pa galamsey fight no ye ni abra ayeden ye fight ye ba ye timi ahye eye kuro a mo ba ye mo na mo build ye a mo de ye eye galamsey activities e ba ya hye no isin ogina honum say su say nsu oko central region wan kwa sentiment mu hanum say because no sentiment mu hanum won nam ha ye beka say wutumi boy no ye bekina bono enti on call rivers won say bibia ho but beko central region of the oh there be on say wo na wo call so ye yes o ma yo ho anoma kokoni okọ atifi ko hunu so a na oba na afọ bisa so wan ne ho no kwa de on ba meka so wan ne ho no yo oba na afọ se ndisi fo na ye den e ho no ye mikita bibi wa hanim sei
Maybe the ones that me pay fact me communicate here. Me person be no credit and me dey no credit too. O say omo buy na nsuo no nka NDC for ye buy na ka so yanka by this time kan so na ni ayeden. Ati. You know, we say Galamsey, restoring polluted water bodies will take 10 to 15 years. We are toxicologist. I will say Dr. Bright Buama, a medical doctor and a toxicologist, has revealed that it could take between 10 to 15 years to restore Ghana water body polluted by illegal mining activities, commonly known as Galamsey. You see, you go so here and kakra. So on videos we bring mo nyaba a friend saying yatiti ensu ana asay under MPP enne eni sesa enkakra he ankobra ye nyina yehu ankobra under MPP o under JM number 1 yehu ankobra Rivertano yehu under NDC number 1 Mumfri so yehu ye bia yehu ye enye se yehu sa nema mo ye nyina enne ye ba ye no ye de ni hihye ye gu akwama ye pese ye de mitigate ye de fight this illegal mining activities ayekoso ani ntia say ye nsuo ni ye nsase. You know why? Hwe aya na me de bia asema me ka champion before ni say menya nkomontena sidi na omunye den omunhwe yen because mo na mo ka say munja Galamsey 2 nde Galamsey 2 china and then this ye ba ye no Yera Mahama political war no ho oguso a all fight enra lands and natural resources minister obeka kire ye nyina say Galamsey fight ni say forest reserve bia no ya declare hoden security zone meboa nti say Galamsey na obeka ho de akoho de betu bia no wa ujejereje obia ni woni problem.
Why is it difficult say mo be declare state of emergency?
I didn't see the declare state of emergency. MP before you see a declare state of emergency on make demonstration. Wow, can say declare state of emergency no. Wow, say declare state of emergency ah. Obeko demonstration.
Say
communication director but you see asema okay na communication director na ka say
against the government
communication director
mo the government
so party say yenti na
mo the government
what you say communication director na ka say what better
can say mo you
no like the communication team mo
that will be them
no asema waka e na wo so utie no enye wo ya akra na say wo nya akra enti Galamsey fight the mo feli ye blue water gas asema wo ka no blue water gas ultimi nya nipa mo ntwa nso river ankobra unim events say the way seteneko ultimi nya nkofo mo ntwa nso no hu nyina nhia
ndomo we
me kire wade ade a wo ye hwe ye fa say enso bi ye fa say river e flow from her to Santas runabout so gina Santas runabout obetimi a check the turbidity of the water.
Okay.
And then so ko no ko check na bia 500 na so china oko check na 550 e ka bibi kire ne say then illegal mining activities be yeden e koso baby then no de na so obe blow whistle no afre the security agencies no omo in charge of the fight no mumma ida ba abeboa akun apam sankofo na iden afri honum ti say woni ma nye so masala wonsuo no ho say omo fight Galamsey
right
any ade wo so ye de hu enti me aba na Galamsey fight minim say NDC ye adwuma any be fight Galamsey wow be wa jo say oh ye fight Galamsey no also be fight back in be fight we
right
enti NDC ni be Galamsey we me kasa asem we so twam o ye NDC ni na we Galamsey wa asem ba me ba betena do me say bochi no because Galamsey na we no when the last tree dies the last man will also die
definitely
and so ye nkwa ema yen yes water is life intimi international ma won say me so ne me nsase and then PP 2024 September Professor Sampene be ka kire say o ma me yare na so enfan say bia bebe o ye Galamsey na say owu onyim kra na so obewu na odu konfa no chewa obewu akra na akwa na nya deformity na ni baako na so baako na yi baako na ha dwen ye wa Ghana Water Company for enye na no start ye and then PP for no start so mo ye den o mo complain say ye say ye nsuo ni nsase banche ne body ne sanem na nyina then PP no mo ka kire say sanem wonim say ndra me hu report bi na me ra ho ye say Tom Brown kra yedi kra no e was say ye careful e was sanem enti say wo ye PP no wo ye NDC ni na wo ye Galamsey me betena nem say nka say wo ye NDC ni nti no me ka bi dia ma me bo wachi yi me fan chew so mun jai sanem na mo ye na Ghana enkoso ne Ghana enkanko na ye nyina ye pe no ye be pushi na ya boa na Ghana bibia si yi ama ye nyina.
Thank you very much Hussein Ibrahim, a spokesperson to the Ashanti Regional Minister. Gabi wakasa bebre Gabi say utie benkum tie ni fa on say as usual the NDC MPP
movement for change option.
Awokwa enokra wonya me anim ne say answer me sha sha nokra mama adwa yako.
Right.
Mama adwa santase kwade area. Mama adwa olusu ne mama na nesta. Mama no matimi kra na chi. Are ho mitimi kopie ho anwumra no mama anopa ide me ma oni abusu ne nyina yako. Me cha woni dada safo. Awokwa there is one thing bakase ade ebetima gye yenkwan free ensem abra nyankopon mra wahya maye enya nure empempe oban galamse na matese yebobo chemicals ne heavy metals bidin yedi agro. These are poisonous substances, arsenic, mercury. Enyema sebe ekoni pedua no mu bi friend heavy metals are ebetimi cells are all these elements no the brony friend said they are carcinogenic in nature. They are just the cancer ba. After ba ko asa na ma itimi ye pan say it means cause be a friend gene mutation. It means say nyame kwan of association ni pedua na hunsuo ni mankosua. Sa na ma itimi ma nipa abosu ne tim na even genetics in general. It may alter. This is the kind of substance that we are introducing into our communities. When it comes to galamsey, it is not any party be a color. We should subject these major political parties to their very cause. NPP were BEMU. NDC called for a state of emergency. In fact, known figures of the NDC party, vis-a-vis the Honorable Kujantuah Barima, the Honorable Sam George, Foreign Minister and Communication Minister, and Pempen Ekase. Catch Ghana for say. Ayen na Akufo Addo ne MPP aban. Ghana for two Mokaso unsolved Ghanaian problems like galamsey Ghana problem. And if the president of the day Ayen na Akufo Addo had any will, obetima stop galamsey within seconds. These are on public record. Now they went on to call for a state of emergency. State of emergency nature say be bedroom. You know who she say this will work to baby aso. Ni who say sadia no ko ho a entam kese. They call for this in opposition. And then Yamen Kota, what the NDC has is unprecedented. Been too down. You see, you know, Edu say na enye do. Yen cannot cringe the mamu said this is what is at stake. And then the NDC war. It is something that has never happened in the history of our politics. In the history of our democracy, it has never happened. What the NDC has, your friend is super majority. And the NPP for no pounds first no. Acquire 137. Okay, near both near thinkings and near Tessia one thing. We see my boy. One say, I mean, you say, no. And you may be dues be nay cut back. Be a doctor one son. I dare say a general Magana mine. And you have to fast on. I say a Kododo, Obi a Yato Obama at a Koshe, said Manakoyo. One year, I mean, you say, and nay, Sardini Hobium. And then the owner say, and this among your corner, don't be brebe or parliament, say impossible sebe. Man, say independent for me, no as a me saying A plus Nini or Asante Achimi. So man call parliament, NPP and call parliament. NDC can take decisions for the country which will be binding. Take parliamentary decisions. You may not need the NPP because of what we call the super majority in parliament. And they say, the opposition or call is a state of emergency. Yemfa to want to be biaso. Whether licenses or no licenses, anything minor will so ban. Declare it as a state of emergency. Adia, a dim, a beji and quanti yemfa. I am saying, no, don't you know, come on, some. Any year be I said that you know. Yet, I mean, this phone call didn't say, you know, Nanyama Digo come say, yes, excavators, yes, excavators, yes, galamsey structure said no can. These are some of the mechanisms or more by a TI. The NPP government arrested people. Some were granted amnesty and sent back to their home countries without even trial. Okay. NPP are managed to excavators. People were saying that, oh, you're from MDCs. And yes, MDS near from Koya, and the court regard the drip ideas, and you be MDCs. No, almost from Fanny or Mukumantem. What happens to these machines? Those machines were found their way in the forest. Yet, Galamsey 500 money at about to 2 under the NPP are buying as So, what it means is that the essence of Yanche excavators, no, it is not workable. In fact, essence of your temporary structures. How expensive are these wooden boards? And it is a need. The only remedy, Galamsey site. I had the privilege of going to Galamsey site. Campaign time, baby, Galamsey. I had the privilege of going to Ironfree on a project with Lawyer Mo to see some plantation. The kind of havoc they have done to our lands. See, a betrane ka unhu bia me sabe yena ye won finfin na ye hu podan ye hu Sudan. I am Galam. You might think say it's a joke, but onya akonya na wo na me ne ka Ankobra. I beg to differ. Ankobra is a tributary to the sea. Udru Okoke Kosa, Ufra Kosa. There is a town. I hold now Ankobra Kobopun. If say a child the ISC or young it is brown. We see the sea has a way of in so a mexia. Also, we say coloring a different. Even if I don't sort of ones in so way if we are by way. Oh, shed that. I said this way chocolate. I don't know why or they fraction. That is the state of Ankobra now. Let's not anybody like. Kid you and also being that down to tomb for trouble and he said the Galamsey is when you say tell your government to set up because if this rate is nearby and one of the critical issues downgraded the public approval of the NDC currently is the fight, the narrative they gave on the table. CSOs approve a state of emergency. Non-governmental organizations officially said that was the only way out. The Christian service already the Catholic bishops nana. These were what made them supported the NDC and their cause. In the NDC are buying back excuses. Mechanism. I'm telling the NDC government today that all mechanisms have been exhausted. All these have been extinguished. The only remedy now is to go into a state of emergency. Any LI 2642. Yet Kroma say how now me say MPP are buying on that particular moment. Na me before what is our buying so oh yes anema forest your to train chiriman the mrakeke ko shas ye ko yoguntrans the kind of havoc we are caused to our forest. Unim any these are money go catch on be trust amrenum within 2 months or some few days in government. Now what we are hearing amendment is different from repeal. Still na do how ne beba it will bring that havoc. They say any omampanyini ebia o de Farida said na obo Farida o UN assembly say oh says Farida betimi anya ne ho adidim na watimi anyini na baye oba na ama no opportunities one here ase de bekum Farida before she's 21. If you don't take it no you see say obe omampanyini gina simpie so say obo nyame mpaye say nyame she was making a good example, and that was a very good speech. No two ways about that. As one can say, Obon Pai says, Farira Benini, no what me opportunity so bar. Right, or can
even talking about the vice president
for a moment to the honest office. He was trying to depict, say, Nyame a man who bang. Never Farida were the 18 count. Now money you need to be no opportunities a man who say oba so also bet many point and I make a chom on Benny kum galan say asane kene zinc ne we can ebe kum Farida before she's 21 ebe kum minua doma before 39 ebe kum minua ya pokua before 40
so e be omunum ye nsu e bi
one catch the to come say enso enso bi ko bobi mu a ebe catch adentina na yete those are young free areas no and more as na buy na kono nyina they are having these issues in cassava obi kofa kono go the bar central market ma be to bi me de ko yekuma santema mpon ebe de won say free galamsey side and say free galamsey side banche na buy de abon say we free board we free sama boy no this is how serious the matter is enti ye betra na be MPP NDC de bia akokwa the ebe kuyen
right.
And only there's no political calorie, no. And the unfortunate thing is that those who are benefiting from Galamsey, or more munya Galamsey unfaso, I are buying more for.
Yeah.
Can say NDC chairman be better secretary, be regional secretary, better platforms on the same show. Now the justification of the NDC, it is very sickening. And new NDC for one can to justify Galamsey, a idea bufu etiakuma. In fact, MZ also NDC are buying also too much. The issue is this. So better catch as a MPP for no 2 years. Tell you this is their logic. MPP for no 2 years can always say more day. Now they want to incite the public. Say oh, a more day the any yes we kase or moon fast state emergency to so no munjai. This was the man's narrative, a whole regional secretary's narrative. Yeah. Say MPP 2 years, MPP 2 years call census. They pay dearly in the elections.
Yeah, I was disappointed in him.
They pay dearly in the elections.
Is it the Bono? Yeah.
Yes, NDC regional communication officer, Bono Region. He was on this program with myself and the Minister Dr. Esken. He made these comments and I was so disappointed. Emphatic. Now the logic is this. MPP are 2 years. And if you are best 2 years, and you MPP form for pressure to Ghana brothers say bandit. That is the logic the NDC is putting out there. NDC. So Abema be now the why I'm Pam was one see. Me na me name nua panyin Paul. Yeah, TikTok to be a when mom am dey dey go no so. Or the tum say sometimes wo Abema was so sisi. That is why yeah a certain buffer zone. In this buffer zone, open go for mo dey sika entimi se so margin. 2 intimi se so margin. No more than the vanguard am say be obit match say radio. MPP are buying yes sir. In NDC are buying the same coin am afa so. Politicians, George Becker was a politician never learn. Sa coin na NDC am no ko nam so. If you are justifying the MPP 2 years, which is on record, or must census, it's on record. The MPP, they know.
Oh, there were words like party here, guys.
And the NDC, this uncommon area. Remember, the MPP paid dearly in the elections.
Yeah.
With this, they say, the one report, and let me tell you, some of the cardinal issues the MPP, this Galamsey matters.
And if you look at it, the approval rate here,
go back.
It's telling you from 73 to generally 67%.
Check.
And catch you say check. Oma drop it from 73 to 67 generally.
Why?
But region per region. So here is only about Ashanti region for me. Kakra.
I'm saying there was this mass excavator. There was this mass excavator clearance. And once I'm by being transported in the evening. Bible so yeah there uncle why will you transport this? The justification is very sickening. May I say highway
say traffic.
Tear me. As a highway person. Your friend be traffic studies. Civil engineering too broad. I my specialty back highway. Traffic studies, one of the key reforms are through road safety commission. These road users, those heavy vehicles, you more specific period or more travel. Into long vehicles, you meet most of them than daytime.
Yeah.
There is a policy direction. 1, they will not obstruct traffic. 2, they will not cause accident because of a breaker. Because the days traffic are massive, people are moving around.
That might be the reason.
How many of these vehicles are seen on the stretch on daytime? What are the regulations? We have flattered those roads. MTT, you need we are getting no affiliate break on Naga Junction. No, Tiakobo, why them Yamek we have to come. Where are the laws? I don't want like these vehicles are excavated. You want to transport, say, oh, they enforce it. You see, said Diabrunia Jmo and Amwagan.
Yes.
Selective administration, selective application of the law for a betterment that was killed the country.
But won't you agree, say, maybe a government action, and so we should follow the law. But private individuals should also be made to comply.
The central thing I'm even putting across board is this. Sebe, Accra no we JHS no tesa man boy, body, wasa menfi. Only called the better excavator.
Okay.
These are bought by business in government. Me say mamika be binjro. That narrative Aban here scam on party here scam. Ebia point this for only three. I'm telling you, this was a narrative that we condemned. Whatever, whether it was doctored audio, whether it was original audio, the bottom line was that there was a set conversation in Biakoso trying to fool these Galamsey you get the narrative. I'm more or minor cost the party. Yes, it's all so long. And then many will say, I think so. Obey surprise. Like an any day has a many incidents.
No, when it comes to Galamsey, when it comes to Galamsey,
because if any on record, government you say, and
he's even warned his people.
Look at it, and this is getting concessions. These boys are. My days in Accra before I moved to Kumasi because of a human summoning Kagaka. They are sitting in my room. They are now on site. Over from on site, and they are doing Galamsey. You see, yeah, and I'm forming to for Dintuga, but I'm telling you, they are embodied, and it is also at the presidency. Meaning the old Jubilee also.
For Yandro,
meaning the old Jubilee also. And it's unfortunate, a topic the matter for, but these are matters. But these are matters.
Yeah, very necessary. And Rabbi who Tom Brown this thing. I mean, a touch them say, when him say Quadano say almost chassis no for no move kakra. Mammy Funi be chassis de Tom Brown, Nico Queenie, and then the man Quadano kakra. I mean, after 1 year or 2 years,
imagine our
starting the mom. And if we have this content, ewo Tom Brown who kwada ni baby
imagine Accra or 6 months ebia maame na enye exclusive breastfeeding
next woman kuku ni no you know
na asene ka Accra na a system. I will tell you an authority, many doctor, but the letter of biology and the effect of arsenic as a poisonous heavy metal. Accra will not span 3 years. Either she dies or she develops cancer.
Right.
Is that how we are going to sustain our population? And then I can tell you an authority on your platform. This is a very big platform. They catch this for pain to their face that they lie their way through government on the matters of Galamsey. They lie to Ghanaians for power on the matter of Galamsey, how they will deal with it. You don't expect one champagne to be on any river. You don't. So blue water for them who say turbidity levels. How? Don't know the machines are there. You see, look the one.
I'm just pressing your point with this. Jeff made the way be and we actually comparing 2024 to 2025. This is how serious it is. But as of September, and we could see Central Region Prano is 2024 14,000 NTU, and then now we are around September. You were 94,800. This is Joy News Research Desk, and it's worrying.
No meaning who say can't be say whenever there is a surge in the turbidity levels, then the blue water will know that there is a supposed Galamsey activity be there. That was what he said right now, right? Look at these parameters. It tells one thing. It's on a surge. It's on a rise.
Yes, that's
so
what I'm saying.
What it means is that Galamsey activity is on the rise. His own logic. Yes, because he was even given 5 marginal incremental levels. But look at this diamond way. We water for okay. Me unza ba ko air swimming. Opeso yes. Opeso no swim akoche illegal miner. I don't know so me call left and that wave no the neck.
But I think the blue water. Some of them are doing well. Them videos some of them were.
It's a scam. It's a napko. TM. You didn't come. That blue water. It was job for the boys. It is a napko. I'm telling you, you're sustainable.
But you still need to be able to go and do the job.
Motor men are training with body flex, the ability to shoot without missing target. Had filled in the combat of Galamsey under the NPP government. What else is a high school for Mumbai? Do you know how they are weaponized? Do you know the kind of machines? A two on the one side. Recently, I think say
but
Galamsey one for Bino.
But they were not supposed to attack. They are supposed to whistle blow.
When they catch on to who? Oh no, who's all who go down? You shoot you. And I know National Galamsey anti one for squad. Omuko campaign down the kind of a tour. You could take Galamsey ni matoma for ne banseren. Now Accra and Fifian way to send me a midi. It was all. We should be serious as a country.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 104.5. Abusia Ugusua utie Kukurantumi dwumedie no. Na se wo hwe no ma na ekoso no a ehia se ye remove your kids gloves na ye de ahode kese esikum because John Dramani Mahama ni vision na ode ba no we all happy and ebinimo ya ama so as wo hwe na otimi ejinem looking at the approval rate and no next otimi hwe ni ye pa Paul Yando yanko back yeah bring it 30 seconds on that.
Oh no, now me can be better.
I guess I won't mean come and penny you and Nibi.
But now the American now where he said Omuka minister yeah ma bintino. Ayom Bridge compared to Atafua Bridge.
The American no. What will be it was more important for the people, the community.
Why are you doing
than Atafua Bridge na anywhere in Suota among for car in Suota any baby and any say she wrote a year were region now Philip road our airport run about to minister idea let them be serious
don't down please
as a minister and this on for a demonstration we more kwan also what sort of priority are you setting
As well make county. Me see who quite do so say the highest idea that ho and say one coin or do so or we coin no contract and so who be bobo e ho yanko who see you to me na galamsey obi the difference between a galamsey and a legal mining a license me boa let us we are central Galamsey our license.
It's not only the license. I will not agree. Your act, so we are driver, you can driver's license. Na no maybe yes we a can license no. Why nya it me cho. If you have and park our park it me cho fine. Are you getting it? It didn't mean just me driver's license no kwa dey me the car dey me pay.
It doesn't mean that.
So there are some who have license and are still doing galamsey.
And I make you say who to me on your galamsey that is one.
I said that
let me clarify let me clarify in here. Send you what classify send you what classify send you what classify who to me say galamsey no. One, let us establish it or get galamsey because our licenses our mine properly. He's a large scale miner to say Ibrahim Mahama.
But we had the operation
me pacho me say okwa license to say Ibrahim Mahama and then you do black voter and your mountain and your issue among all mining.
Nine year Bundy would said a contam mining and the others within.
And today he just mentioned say NDC lied their way through. The fact. It will control to Jamaud to me.
It's cameras now. Call why videos by any other one.
No, what is Hong Kong or the buy? One for Cobramba. Or Botano New Tano for us. And I may say, one for Uncobramba. One for Ayensu Amba.
Uncle Braka.
Yes. One for Brim Amba. One for Asu River Amba. And so other thing no corner there. It's the American cited. Now, we to me a season excavators. You're seizing the pickup. You're freezing accounts. You're revoking a license. So who is on Tamo New Forest now or mining? Who is there?
Okay.
Yakat will say MP a friend saying our real constituency and only general squad kayo nananum say mini MP on parliament for yakwatino
mampanin kasa no UN he say Nkrumah through him and the way I no more applaud through some man work no. In fact omo kasa could upon Nkrumah can be applauded so in Nenije ho and Eugene Bobo Nkrofo Bebre from your party. I mean John Jenapomu they were actually saying a lot about him. Who is saying said you see kasa bibi man ye wani da so
you made that say na in fact omo make on man sem na
be 3 minutes
yes omo to make on man sem na me power me tie no niema mensa efa President Mahama na dia okoye wo UL ho de bi kan say wo mo koye no ti say dia na Eugene Eka no obi an sha ban ne say on fa list emra bontin san say ye twa budget ama kwachi ofusu a wo pe bia agenti nanka obi etukwan na obobodien no e ka ba na wo ho a e wo se Ghana for bo but wo se o yes ade no de kato so nti ono na de list of nkofo ba e ti ye twa picture no na hu za mafu ogumu twoboi abra omo enkoye hwe wase ade ye hu ye e yo mampani pe ana o kasa eno omra biem na omchechim na ye nyina so ye nti ye ho ase. Number 2, Omampeni asem okoka ya o admit say COVID-19 enya nsusuanso o Ghana no Omampeni oboa COVID-19 enya mfaso pa Omampeni ko ba bia ko kanse COVID-19 enya nsusuanso o Ghana me gina ha kase oboa yenya mfaso wom even now kra no yet the tax e ba ya Omampeni kase ya tax no odaso a wo je
Osi nyamfa so COVID.
Omo kan NDC for cancer COVID-19 ya moka bi ha. Nyamfa so amanfo che ade ye nyanti abrofo e muntie. O man pani asmo obeka wo boa. Ye nyamfa so wo mu a ye je ho tax cross sei. Oti ase wo ba o man mu a COVID-19 tax ye twa. A o ka so obeye for ba ye ne de. Wo nya ade a wo ye free ho. Number 3
nso we taxes ni bi.
We COVID-19 everywhere. Eti faso ye nya no nye bebrebe What I say, what do you 8 months, you 9 months, what do you task in Tim Faso, yeah, or bois, as a more becano, COVID-19, and Mambo, yeah, ah.
Nenya no namodi defense say na.
Afro county dia sema ba se se nyaka. Asema ba se se o mampani ye nyamfaso wo covid ne ho. Eti you when abrofo se mu ntitwi aye ka che mu say emfaso e ba de. Dia toso me pa cho ma me kama sem. Dia o am 3 minutes. Dia me susu me san me kan 1 minute. Dia toso esoso eye say Israel for ne we asem odi na anokotum no. O mampani besro. Me patch wa mama penny. Say, where asemu ba?
No, but it's international politics.
International politics say
geopolitics.
Yeti Ghana ha Israel any Palestine for between Israel and Palestine for for na Ghana for yenya emfa so efri. Ana ya hotiri ya na no agya hihye ba ye Israel for na kofa grofo odin krama nyina ba ebe hwie ma ye hu ye. What you say Palestinian for Abraham emfa so bi da. What you say? Eti me stress ade o mampani aye ne patch wa ma no. Israel free mu wo bibia mu de be bre a. Mama mu hwe president Mama de o ye no so na mu ma sade no embo yen. Ti say yen ka hu bi. Ya sman se o meka sa. What you say? Me see asema o mampani ko kan ye. What sorry free ho. E fa ho be
kwada e wo Palestinian no.
E fa ho be
se fata nti kesen to
fa obi e na eye na ade yeti asesi yi yeti asesi na police phone ka say asonase eye hotspot etu ka se baby a hotspot wa what measures na odigu asako eti police phone say no pacho yen ka se kokom but the measures agu ho a sankofo ya hwe am regulate o activities o metima so ya ye niema and they are doing that who kokra bia
all the other countries even cry
what I was expecting on mampani ne say eniema wo so otiragina ekoma ye LGBT and sensem Oti ase LGBT sensem eno no aye hu dede wo man mu ene e private you enti obi tam so kwade ye bese no Israel for mu obi bia mu fam e man hwe ye man pani ade a wakoye e ma mu fa de o se mu de bre na mu ma ne mebo ye se no ya soma no se onkoye se ya mu tie tie baby mu yesu wo ye bibia mu mefa no ko oti ase
mefa no go
na ye bibia o ma re mu mefa o. It is a movie internationally.
Israel mo tumi be no mo wen so.
Tumi be no na o ma pani na ye tumi ama no. Tumi be no wo se kasa kakakra ne abe. Etu o mu fi se de wa kana na dia wa ye no. E de how be bre ya. O mu me for ma pani ko. Yiri nyina na ta.
That's Hussein.
You know why? Meeting in no say na mayedi so ho and then me say telephone be hu say onim asem ni mu bibia me sure so wan tie John Dramani Mahama yi and na okaka
every sentia no quick
you know something MPP omo nim dia kuku damfo a omo ye MPP for Poliando uti o hwe yewura kojo ponkroma onim de MPP penyini ne trima bo bill e MPP amanyuku no chen Poliando o hwe abuginapo say the make an uti de o hwe former finance minister ne trima bo bill e chen Poliando
former finance minister
ebano manyo
obi ka se debit
ebano amanyo semu
enye didi ate obi awa rise to a finance minister you agree say all seniors he's talking about one senior member in your party.
Yes, but I don't think I said chairman he says here. Go friend better na. But me tell you tuma bobe and I'm there.
But are you in school equal? Are you your senior member school equal when it comes to the party? Anyone can say please me
eba no amanyosemu a omunim de echen
for ya
na omunyina ba bonti abebo yura John Dramani Mahama Nabaso
right
say hey papa yi in fact ye hu kwa Nkrumah wo mu ye kura MPP ni hu bibi say yo ya bo abaso yie ye bo abaso wa yire hu wa gina mu ama Africa nyina madam Fubi e South Africa also wo tie John Dramani Mahama on now we see egunu and we say hey Africa leaders be say ono no carry adete ya na mete say MPP akuku damfo ebo yira Mahama abaso and am say hey and the Nyankopon de yira Mahama hira o man Ghana pa o onim so for Reverend Oketeche Frifa Ezra and me tie no was see wo hu yira John Dramani Mahama so bi da e wa Africa hanim say we Kwame Nkrumah free hono ma ono so no onye politics onye MPP onye this asem and then me tie papa we yes me tie papa we
so for motivation
yes or so for yes
exactly no Kofi Ambanza
please there be ono ye so for nso or ye ono so ye so for motivational
onim de maker
kasa
hwe me tie sa asem we na me say wow then you John Dramani Mahama ampa wa magana nyina anim onyama kosoro me tie wo anopai me tie Eugene me tie nra eye media wo hwe journalist for Paul Yando. Let me say Paul for nyina mo ye ba ko ba nra Paul Yando the way Paul Yando say kasa no Paul ye friend say okay Metro TV mo friend say Paul Adomochire ntika Paul de nka Paul Adomochire boy Mahama abaso na nka won de wo so asesa because ono asesa boy Mahama abaso na nka so abona abaso hwe ensem bebra wo ka conflict asema okay UN uko gina hono ma unyina mu ma oli Ghana nko ahu ugina mu de ma Africa o kasa de ma Africa ntina so hwe John Dramani Mahama nsema no kanyina na no koti a oka fa Africa ho oka de we mu si treaty en na asema oka ya wo kra na wo se wo ka ne say wo se Paul Yando be kakra wo na wo na wiase nyina be wo dia
you are the future
say
Africa is the future
Africa is the future you don't know. Oh, you see, also on our own to only Ghana. That is the problem. When this is for the on our own to only Ghana. Only when you asema okay nyina okay Africa nyina. Owe ye no say ye natural resources. Yes, sorry ah. We no be for the won bebre de ko. No mo de akwa develop o mo honom. Na ye na ya ka wa hanum say no. Na ye ko ohia mu.
Right.
COVID asema o kan ye no so no. You know, or say COVID-19 be how man nyina and na esa the real Ghana your poverty yes I know kind good or say Ghana you see one tin yi
or say abeboa yen amayeska
what for land na ka asem me bamba
e so man pe obu yen kwasiafo
me ka man panyini die o bet na o me panyini ka asem ye ka say the be affect you be your positive and negative what I say put me ko kan only the positive me ko only the negative and all can statement na John Dramani Mahama e kan ye no ye nya Ghana for mu wuye Africa for mu wuye enti affect yen either positive or negative again who tie ka positive nko enti Ghana obi anwu Ghana because of COVID-19 what you say ye fa no to nchen Yura Mahama e ka me bamba awurade Nyankopon Yura Mahama e ka se me ba so so
na fi se dia kan papa bi ama
Yura Mahama e ka COVID asema memna me hu Joy FM 2 ayibi and the World Bank about the catch yen say MPP the way anam wan ka say John Mahama o and no na ba you wan ka say John Mahama o say MPP the way amusi blame COVID-19 COVID
project man
o say the way MPP for sorry COVID-19 minia Paul Yando say me pedu so timi ne yin crash so COVID-19 we friends so obi timi ne yin COVID-19 obi ntimi nante COVID-19 oni sika COVID-19
World Bank projects those government's COVID-19 Russia Ukraine war defense for 2022 economic crisis.
What else one can say President John Mahama listen one can say President John Mahama then mitie Nana Jantuah can send me on me transit bi no am say Nana Jantuah otrima bobi pa uni masem okan e wo say ade ba ko e ye ne de pa wo Ghana hadum say sisi ane say NDC ye ba power no ohun say NDC communicator bia betena TV so blame COVID-19 Russia, Ukraine. What I say? Arab Tokwa see Iran Tokwa see on things NDC ni ba blame bank MPP for and can blame Sunkwa. Enti ye boy mama ba so. De okoka ye no. E ma na obo mu din e wo amansan dwaso no. Ampa e kire sample leader odwene because only first personal were appointed female vice president. Yes. You know, Mama, I Ghana. What I say? Look at this. Salato Saraba. Okay, thank you.
Gabi Mamintio. On the
in fact, I will join in the many Ghanaians, many distinguished Ghanaians. Na yamo mampeni na baso.
Wow.
In fact, Ebia there is a Dibia Yajuna Koso. Importara na national. Yeah, if you national no, MPP colors, NDC colors. So
I mix it
MPP.
Jeff Safane to so yen hade.
Atari blue.
Okay. Some of the blue, white, and red.
Red no. NDC colors.
NDC so green.
So
red,
he went
black.
there.
Okay.
Mampeni no nyeshe kwa. One of the most wisest politicians among whom. Maybe NDC ni. And maybe I'm free by my bear of Anton. We should tell you that I don't have the NDC at heart. But the truth of the matter is that I don't know, symbolic. So, like American, I will join the many Ghanaians and say that it was a good speech. Nonetheless, Sebe is one of the rhetorics of the African leaders because her speech with Nelson Mandela the same thing in 1995. But I don't remember I came out so me fa nima bear three no audio kind. First, me fa the idea of veto. So we had the establishment of the UN after Second World War. Countries 5 be there. The likes of the UK, the France, the US, the Russia. And see, to me be a friend of veto power on the UN Security Council. Say be or you ne be qua, no more cast room say etumu or maybe so no maybe nya sanya maniama if you look at the article 2.1 of the UN Charter, it underscores the sovereignty of member state. But in reality sa pena no a theory say kwan ye fa so bo UN ho bra abra yetin ene niam asesa na me kwa me bedi o mampanyini kra me ma me kotena via me ba won se niam asesa kra within 8 years enti from 1945 through 2025 there niam asesa bebre after 80 years of the UN establishment niam bebre ayede asesa ntie se yen ya kwan bebre
right
2 asa won sa twen adwun se ho behia se enei yema African country a seat on the UN Security Council. Na yen stimulate the said veto power my bed 3-4 bi na de tie say de nti enei sa 5 countries obi omuntimi nko benkrom ene ne ade nyame aye nka yesa de nka wi ase baby because anytime there are 4-3 bi be say we de yem fa ha no 2 bi be ka se no we de maye nko nti aye ase 6 zigzag ekoso na abafo ekoso na abafo asamba ko mampanyini kan ne say esan say amai de kotena Berlin ekochecha Africa mo hono the idea of colonialism no fire adwene amen no mo fa Africa nyehwe da bia se ba ye besere but enede we are in fact he spoke like obia the spirit of pan-Africanism possessing on the stage but Jamaica nyina ne say kasa yakokan yakobo yenza ma na MPP for NDC for obia bo yenza ma no enya nsunsuaso me ne yujinya adwene the last narrative region my sana free settlement now yemenya so papa bi my ho enkoye kasa tra kwa because kasa we de kwa me nkuruma ka bio Nelson Mandela ka bi 95 even who Ruto after ma kasa we no man Kenyan President Ruto, he was on the same tangent. It's like the African leaders no going. This time around they were trying to shake themselves, but ningina no lala sulala because of bad policies on the continent. They be ane akoye lala sulala. O konso na okolu su bargaining power. E bi ane say yeti e baby. Oma ane yeti e baby. Nye wo ye 5-year visa with the US with multiple entry. Minim de akoba ye last July no mu twam. Afi we say de asaba the tetene say the criminals akoje ye 5 years. You see, we should be people said that when you go to such individuals, omo can say be say ye my resources na boy be brese no do you know why? We don't have anything. We can't do anything to our resources after all these years as independent country. And then you to go there fanasa na de kwa bro ti that money fanasa timber bauxite sa
right
okodru mankasi mo ebe ho nsuta those western side it may be bauxite go na as a mountain near sagu conveyor belt near kosa yentimi nya hwe so omo ni say yes ni yanum so mpa manyini komo na o chese na de yeso ye kekan ho no enye kekan ho a enkoye kasa trakwa
right
and somebody about man because he's one of the brilliant communicators we ever see even in our time enti ye me no and somebody ye
right
to me no de kasa na ye but if along the day menya sunsun so papa bia na kwakof and it made them announce no on the Gaza issue no I think in Ghana we have a part to be non-aligned non-aligned movement. I think you say we will be friends to everybody enemy to none said that assemble but where now the global narratives are shifting omanpanyi can say but the double na example me sorry in fact me bomb ensem omanpanyi de enye I've always been saying this de enye tan de akokwa enye kwan Israel Gaza, Palestine, those regions in the fashion. It's about time the world stand up and tell Israel the truth that is wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Enti mo bia na dae me de kasa ne de na de.
Right.
The name kasa traza na de amfaso bia mai. And the sa narrative ne de ne asko be cry ni bebre. Obetima what
is it braka krama me.
Enti eno no de eno kra no kra.
Okay.
Eno kra kasa de ne de name say amfa so am no ma ne de ne. I say wa unipa sports host. Our long sans Brentford so then obey no moves.
Near Trinity. Yeah, when is a good. All right, thank you very much. Gabi Natin and Kano. Jeff, Maminye Wina, Helena Mensah, or Bev, the presiding member, my Josu Municipal Assembly, Nala Women's Caucus Chairperson, Asanka de Boyosman. So, my happy birthday. Nyamin Shawa Wodano. So now when you say and also from Onam for phone NPP fraternity no more happy birthday Nyamin Shaw now on your kesima on kwatintia hodi wom avie ene ne birthday enti avie okay no na chese insha na oba sports na easy cry analysis no ne ade nyina and Yavi happy birthday Nyamin Shaw now when you kese man kwatintia hodi wom na bibia enkosu fama pa Dr. ABA of ABA Herbal Center once one pay Michelle K Edu of K Edu Gaza Novins also special good morning to you this year na agudi mapamfo ebetwaso ede amount I don't know Paul. Yeah, we are living.
Kono na mekai you say yeah demonstration be Tuesday no. A fast and NDC for a time fita ya dia tumu na ya dudu. Sa ban ya to abama we bin kunim afede odi MPP for to time fita musa adan.
Okay, thank you. May I say
freedom.
Okay, Hussein. Yeah,
in fact quick one on this your friend is saying demonstration now moko here any demonstration
okay
demonstration na demonstration
we
can mabunu MPP mabunu
you see in fact let me say this the court regard when they abronya arrest near there in fact the IGP should set up
okay
you see you cannot be arresting civilians with Black Maria
okay
Abronya Bono misdemeanor. Misdemeanor is the least offense, criminal offense that will ever be committed under the laws of Ghana at 29. Right? Black Maria, they check hardened criminals. Black Maria, me who's Abronya is Black Maria. The same thing. Few months down the lane, was Rambo style arrest when you man miscarriage.
Right.
Say Obama.
And
no, we don't miscarriage. Even is my friend. That wedding.
Was it
by which hospital?
I'm telling you, by which
hospital?
Was it confirmed?
Yes. By Obama progress.
By which medical doctor?
Ricardo, the madam from Ricardo, me for 30 seconds.
No. Let's wrap up.
Obama progress.
Fact be
I'm a yes,
Right.
You see this I need there because
thank you.
I need the Rambo Star arrest name.
Dafia me komu ko bu 5 bedrooms guye.
Thank you Insha 104.5. We eye Kukurantumi dwumadi e de ebre o no. Erebesia agudi mapamfo etwa so e de ama me di Barima Kofi Dawson utimi frame akoko a na kwadwo Jantuah asedan kan o ye da ase Jefa Boaje Odiska kwa brand team ni na e da ma CP na me adoma e be san so ehia hwe ho so ye
Insure Power